really, if you look at it, first of all, the Crusaders needed to bounce back from a Week 1 loss, even though it's a non-conference game. But an opportunity here to play a very tough opponent for this as the Crusaders win the opening toss and defer. But this is an opportunity, Joel, a big one. You know, the Crusaders would like to take advantage of.
Oh, it's a huge opportunity. Not only a ranked opponent, but also a program that's really respected around the NAIA. And a lot of people out there think this Langston program can be ranked a lot higher than number 25. They really think they can make a run. If they can get through this season unscathed, they can make a run at a national title. If Evangel shows up today and is able to pull out a win here at home, that does a lot for them. Not only their confidence, but also the views of Evangel and voters' eyes.
Crusaders have taken the field, and we'll get the kickoff in a moment. Now, Langston viewed as a lot as a sleeper because their schedule last year was a weird hodgepodge of games against NCAA Division I AA teams. It's not 1AA anymore, but it's so much convenient to call it that we're going to keep calling it that because the other names are kind of ridiculous. But certainly some of the lower level NAIA teams, a couple of NCAA Division IIs and 1AAs, and so as a result, they blew people out, got blown out a couple of times by teams at much higher levels. But it's you're right, it's a good football team, and it is one that is on a lot of people's radar from a national perspective. And you look at what they have, especially with their starting lineup coming in today. We talked about their athleticism. Their size, though, is also impressive, and you can overlook it pretty easily unless you kind of take a glance up and down their roster. And a very thorough one, and you see not only an abundance of team speed, but a lot of size to go with it. It looks to be a very balanced, tough, and big football team. About set to go, and great to have you with us on ESPN AM 1400 and around the world at allinbroadcasting.com. It's for station identification. This is the Crusaders Sports Network. Kick is in the air and we're underway. Langston fields it far side of the 5. And back. He cuts back to the near side of the 15. And then is met and tackled, surging to the 20. On the return of Chad Miller, and he'll have the Lions set up at their own 21-yard line. As we set the advantage of defensive stones. And he's able to get 3. At the end, Roy Ray for the tackle. Brandon Myers it goes. Linebacking forward of Andrew McClone, Chad Hedrick, and Jacob Kenner. And in the secondary, John Hunt and Chris Boatman, the corners, with Nathan Thomas and Travis Meacham. The quarterback for Langston, Daniel Alvin, under center with a single kick behind him. He'll be on out. On the play-action fake, goes deep in the middle, and it's brought out by Boatman. It's a lunging play to backhand and knock the pass down and set up 2nd down and 10.
Great play by Boatman. Langston tried to go play-action fake and tried to catch Evangel sleeping early. He went for the deep post there. Both great place to run that ball away at the last second.
Great athletic pass breakup. And it's Langston's power of 6'3", 215, a junior from Dallas. A week ago was 11 for 23 passing, 91 yards and a touchdown. As his team to the line again, it's a spread offense. Something Evangel saw last week against William Jewell. 4 wide out there, low back behind Lowry. Gets the handoff. Cole gets to the 24-yard line. It'll be 3rd and long for Langston as Tommy Bryant. Here he got 4 yards and it's 3rd and 6.
Yeah, just a little run to the right side there for Tommy Bryant. Their leading rusher from last week. Looks like they will filter in about 3 or 4 different running backs, will Langston. Get everyone a good share of their own carries and yardage. Nice little carry there on 2nd down, leads to 3rd and 6.
Angel now with 3 down. Spreading in 2 wide receivers side for Langston, and the shotgun is playing it out. They third out the intended receiver. Somebody on the line got an arm up to deflect the pass. And on 4th and 6, a punting situation for the Lions.
Little three-step drop there for Danny Lowry, looking to his near side here for one of his receivers on what looked like a quick slant. Troy Rayburn able to get a little penetration to get his hand up there and knock that ball down. Had no chance to get to the wide receiver. 3-and-out, great start for this Evangel defense.
Langston and Wichita, different punters who had one punt each. Clarence McDonald listed as their starting punter. Fields the snap under some pressure. It's a short kick away. It gets to the other side of the 50, takes an Evangel bounce, and then is down right at midfield. And the Crusaders will have it right exactly at the 50 for their opening drive.
Well, I would expect Evangel to come out here, and just like they did against Mid-America last year, after that first week one loss, I think they're really going to go to Shedrick McClinton this week. Last year against Mid-America had over 150 yards rushing, and they're looking for the same cure this year. They didn't get the win last year against Mid-America, but I think if they do that this year, they have a good shot at coming out on top.
Eric Rasmussen, after not starting a week ago and appearing late in the fourth quarter, back in the starting role today. He's into the shotgun position as the Crusaders go from our left to our right here in quarter number 1. Scoreless and just underway. Rasmussen the snap, back to throw, fires over the middle, caught and dropped. He was looking for Austin Park, who a week ago led the Crusaders with 5 receptions. About 8 yards downfield, could not hang on. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Nice throw by Rasmussen there. Had his man open probably for medium range 5 to 10 yard gain there. Austin just couldn't hang on to the ball. Let the ball get into his body instead of catching it with his hands. That's something your coaches are really going to show. Try and catch it with their hands, but Austin just couldn't get his hands on it that time.
2nd and 10. Crusaders in home maroon. Maroon jerseys, maroon pants, maroon helmets, white letters and numbers. McClinton in a sweep right, tries to turn the corner, dives for the gain of about 3 to the Langston 47. Maybe a long 2-yard pickup. Called it 3rd and 7 for Evangel here. McClinton a week ago, 74 yards on 15 carries and a touchdown. He's a senior from Las Vegas. And a 3rd and long here. It'd be good if Evangel could convert this, Joel.
Yeah, it would be great for Evangel if they can convert this. Offense struggled a little bit, especially in the second half yesterday. They can get off to a nice start and just keep on going, limit those 3-and-outs and try to have some more sustained drives. They'll stay in this game.
2 wideouts left, one to the right, Rasmussen under center. Back to throw, rolls left, sets up in the pocket, lobs a pass far side. Caught at the 35-yard line for the first down for the Crusaders. As hauling it in, Mike Reiswick, a freshman from Lawton, Oklahoma, gives the Crusaders a first down and a gain of 12.
Nice play there by the Evangel O-line. That was something we really saw the Evangel O-line struggle with last week. They did their sprint outs to try and move that pocket out to give Rasmussen some time and get him moving his feet. They gave him the time there, and he was able to deliver a strike to Reiswick.
1st and 10 Evangel with the Lions 35. David Flores in at fullback. Handoff, second man through. McClinton turns the corner to the right, cuts up field, and is knocked down after a 3-yard pickup to the Lions 32-yard line.
Just a nice little zone play over there to the right side. Not many holes opening up right now. Shedrick's just sticking his head down and trying to get those yards. If they can get 3 or 4 yards of pop, he's going to bust one. He's that athletic, and he's able to make those plays.
Angels offensive line, Jared McNutt at center. Garrett Gretz, the senior, at right guard. Luther Walls at right tackle. Mark Elliott, junior from Springfield, at left guard with Connie Hansen from Hawaii at left tackle. Handoff up the middle. McClinton looking for a hole. Surges across the 30 and at about the 28-yard line. Shy of the first down by about 2 or 3 yards. Little seam, but boy, McClinton is quick, Joel, to find that little seam and surge through and make something when there wasn't much there.
Yeah, that's a special thing about Shedrick McClinton. He has great vision. He always finds that hole, and he's able to make quick, precise cuts to the hole that he sees. That's something you really can't teach. You can't teach a vision to running backs. That's just something they have to learn really on their own as they play football more and more. Shedrick is gifted with that ability, and he found that hole pretty well for another 3-yard gain.
I formation for the Crusaders this time on 3rd and 3 from the Langston 28. Man in motion, Flores to the near side. Handoff to Clinton, trying to bounce to the outside. Turns the corner, met at around the line of scrimmage. Fights forward for maybe a gain of a yard, if that. Evangel may be in 4-down territory, maybe.
Looks like
we'll
they're bringing
see.
out guys.
They may have gotten enough for a field goal try, at least a little closer. It's going to be a long try nonetheless. Geis hit one from 43 yards a week ago. This will be further. 45, 46-yard try for the far hash mark here from the hold of David Sebastian. Got the wind to his back, not much of a wind, but it is there. Here's the snap, the kick on the way. It is online, and no good. I said online, I meant long enough because it just missed. Looked like to the left, and a scoreless game at 10:57 of the first half, or make that first quarter, and Langston will take over on downs at their own 28-yard line and the field goal miss.
Yeah, that was a good kick by the sophomore guys out of Berryville, Arkansas. Like you said, 46 yards, that's stretching his range a little bit. He's got the range to hit those all the way, I think, from 50 yards. Just pushed it a little bit. And good look, though, for him, guys. Had to go for it.
Now Langston with Lowry in the shotgun. 3 wide left, 1 wide to the right. They fake a handoff. Quarterback trying to keep it, and is wrapped up and taken down by Ryan Chafin.
Nice play there by Chafin. Looks like Lowry was running the read option there. Decided to not hand it off to his running back, Tommy Bryant. Instead, he kept it, tried to go to the outside, and Chafin read it and was able to drag him down by his jersey.
Chafin, a junior from Fordland at 6'3", 250. Really an open field play. Joel, if Chafin doesn't make that tackle in the backfield, can Lowry spring forward there? Chafin beat his guy and was all alone back there to wrap him up.
If Chafin doesn't make that play, there's a lot of green grass for Lowry to run.
Or green plastic here in the field turf. But we know what you meant. 2nd and 14. Lowry back to throw. Under pressure, and he's sacked at his own 14-yard line. Myers in there along with Justin Reppert. And a big loss for the Lions makes it 3rd and very long.
Great job by Brandon Myers. Brandon Myers, a big, strong, athletic kid. Doesn't really look like it. Not a diss on Myers, but he is a lot faster, a lot quicker, and stronger than you think he is. And it looks like Langston's figuring that out, as is the rest of the Evangel D-line. They're all pretty quick and strong, deceptively strong, really. Myers able to beat his guy, get in there and sack him. And actually, Reppert, coming in from his left defensive end position, was there to clean it up, too.
3rd and 22 from the Lions' 16-yard line. Lowry under center, back to throw in the pocket, dumps it off. It's tipped in the air and incomplete. It's going to be 4th and 22 for Langston in a punting situation from deep in their own territory. The Crusaders, who got 5 sacks last week, get one here and then deflect a pass at the line and set up a long punt.
Looks like that was Caleb Taylor coming in from his left defensive end position to get a hand on that. 6'4" freshman from Morrisville, Pennsylvania, coming in. And big, tall kid came in that 3-4 scheme you were talking about before the game, and able to get a hand on that, break up that screen.
Punt again for Clarence McDonald. Stands inside his own 5, has the snap under pressure, but got it away. Evangel will field it at the Langston 28, upfield or for the 48, and they get tripped up just inside the 35-yard line, but a good return by Joel Stevens of around 14, 15 yards or so, and Evangel will have their first play from scrimmage at the Langston 34 to start this drive.
Great field position for Evangel here. They had good field position on their first drive, picked up 1 first down, and then the drive kind of stalled with a Trevor Geis miss on the field goal. But this is great field goal. This is great field position, and Evangel really needs to capitalize on this after a great showing by their defense these past 2 series.
Shotgun for Rasmussen with McClinton and Stevens in the backfield. They put Stevens in motion, and a flag flies before the ball is snapped. Mentioned you're listening to Evangel football on ESPN AM 1400. And around the globe at allinbroadcasting.com, presented by the Founders Bookstore in the Holiday Inn, I-44.
Substitution infraction, 12 men in the formation on the defense.
Langston had 12 guys in the field. This will set up 1st and 5 for Evangel, as now they'll move the ball inside the Lions 30 to the 29-yard line.
Mental mistake there by Langston. You can't make those at this level of competition, and I'm sure the Langston coaches aren't happy about that.
1st and 5, same formation. Jared Stevens out of the backfield in motion to the far side. Rasmussen dumps a pass off, caught by Jared on his knees at the Langston 25. Shy of the first down by about half a yard. And it'll be second and short.
Good little play there. Stevens came out of the backfield, motion out of the backfield to the far side, came and just ran a little out route to about the sticks. They're going to mark it about a yard shy, so about a 9-yard gain there by Jared. Good pitch and catch there by Rasmussen.
Stevens has been primarily a running back, but we'll see him everywhere for the Crusaders this year, even a little bit of tight end, as they'll use Jared Stevens in a variety of roles for the 07 edition of the Crusaders. Play action fake, Rasmussen rolling right, dumps a pass off, caught inside the 20, and Steve Truelove picks up an Evangel first down and a gain of about 6 or 7.
I'll tell you what gave Rasmussen the time to pick that up. Langston came with a blitz out of that 3-4 scheme that they're running. Running back Cedric McClinton, after he couldn't carry out his fake all the way because he had a blitzer right in his face. So he ducked down, cut his man, and gave Rasmussen just enough time so he could deliver the pass to Stephen Truelove.
No score, first quarter, 8:20 to go in this opening period. Evangelo driving, now in the red zone of the Lions. First and 10 for the Crusaders at the Langston 19. I formation, Rasmussen under center. Handoff, McClinton up the middle, met at the line, bounces free, gets to the 15, and taken down there and a gain of 4 after he got nothing initially. Joel, a great second effort.
Yeah, just trying to run that zone play again to the left side. He kind of ran into his own blocker there, and as the Langston defensive lineman was able to get a little penetration, he was able to bounce it back to the right side and at least find a little hole there for it's going to end up being about a 4-yard gain.
Second down, 6 to go for Evangel. The Langston 15-yard line. Shotgun for Rasmussen, has the snap, back to throw, pumps once, now gun to the end zone near side, and it's incomplete, just through the hands of a leaping Zach Troutman, and it'll be third down for Evangel.
Little hitch and go there for the Crusaders. Zach Troutman on this near side, and ran the hitch, or faked the hitch rather. Rasmussen pumps to him to try and draw the defender up, get him to bite, and the ball just a little overthrown. Not a bad pass by Rasmussen.
Well, good coverage, wasn't it? Because he put about the only place he could.
It was great coverage, and Rasmussen was looking for a little pass interference, but I think it was just really good coverage there.
Third and 6. From the Langston 15, a tight end to the right side, pitch on a sweep to McClinton right side, leaps over to tackle over the 10, dives to the 5, and down there for the first down. An athletic move by Cedric McClinton, the senior from Vegas, gains 11 on the play.
Sweet play to the near side here, to the short side of the field, and Cedric able to, like you said, hurdle really a defender and get downfield and pick up a first down for the Crusaders on a 9-yard run, his longest of the afternoon.
Yeah, they marked him down, as it turns out, at about the 6.5-yard line.
Let me tell you.
First and goal.
Yeah, first and goal for the Crusaders. Great block by Luther Walls, the freshman out of Florida there. He was down past Cedric at the 4-yard line, pancaking his guy, but that's the right tackle for you.
A big guy in Luther. 6'1", 275, redshirt freshman from Orlando. First and goal. Fake a handoff. Rasmussen rolling right in a little bootleg. Looking downfield. Fires to the end zone. Intercepted. 7 yards deep in the end zone. And man tackled for the touchback there as Derek threw it into a lot of coverage. I think Taylor was trying to place it to a teammate in the back of the end zone. But the Langston Lions had great coverage. That end zone was flooded with white jerseys. And, Joel, you saw it coming when it left Derek's hand, I think.
Yeah, Derek looked like he wanted to throw the ball earlier, but his receiver, I think Bob Edwards, got knocked off his route. Initially, I think Bob was open, coming off the backside tight end position on the drag route. But after he pump faked and kept rolling a little bit, he was under a little more pressure and tried to throw it late over the middle. And there was just a white jersey there that I don't think he accounted for or saw. So kind of an ill-advised pass, but Evangel will have to pick up after that.
First and 10 from the 20. Lowry pumping deep, now goes far sideline, and it's off the hands of his intended receiver at the 50 at the far sideline. They look to try to take advantage and maybe catch Evangel with their chins on their chest a little bit after the turnover, but incomplete. Second and 10 coming up as Lowry went deep.
Yeah, again, Langston tries to go play action fake there and trying to catch Evangel napping. Joel Stevens in that cover 2 scheme, I think it was that time, was able to pick up the wide receiver on the far side and had pretty good coverage. Receiver still had an opportunity to catch it, but Joel was there.
That was one-on-one down there. Joel stayed with him. 2nd down and 10. 3 wideouts left, 1 to the right. Now they send a man in motion to the slot. Handoff up the middle and a little draw, and Evangel snuffs that out. It'll go for 3 yards, but set up 3rd and 7 for Langston.
I think
Bryant got the carry.
I think it was Timmy Michoud that came in there, is able to wrap him up. It's tough to see. Timmy's a short guy playing the nose tackle position. Holds his ground well, though. Gets good leverage being so small, so low to the ground, but he's a force to be reckoned with at only 5'9".
245, though. He's a junior in terms of eligibility, but expected to have his last season be this year as he's set to graduate in the spring. Beaver, Pennsylvania. Tim Michoud back to throw. Lowry under some pressure. Fires a pass far side. Overthrows everybody by a ton. And it's going to be 4th down in a punting situation. I believe Myers may have delivered a pretty good shot to Lowry as he fired that pass to the far side.
Yeah, Myers just letting him know that he's there. Pass intended there for Jared Jones. He was past the 1st down marker. Good route. He looked like he might have been open if an accurate pass was there, but overthrew him by a good 5 or 10 yards.
Lowry now 0 for 5 trying to pass, and he's been sacked once. So Clarence McDonald will punt again and still stands now at his own 11. He'll kick this away from around the 15. Joel Stevens set to return. Long count. 6 minutes to go here in this opening quarter. No score. And the punt may have been partially blocked. It's a short kick anyway. It takes a big Langston bounce from across the 50 to the Evangel 45 where it's down, but Evangel still with great field position, and they want to try to start to capitalize on these opportunities now.
Well, and isn't that how it works? That's his longest punt, I think, so far, and it got blocked. After the roll, it's going to give Evangel their worst starting field position of the day, which is their own 45, which is by no means bad starting field position. That. Yeah, you'll take that. The Evangel coach, just funny how it got blocked and went furthest of any of the other punts.
I didn't think somebody did get a piece of that.
I think it was Nate Thomas that came in there and got a hand on it.
1st and 10 Evangel from their own 45. Rasmussen out of the shotgun. Play action fake from there. Fires deep far side. Had a man briefly, and it just is overthrown. Looking for Austin Park. Far side at the 30 of Langston. He had a step or two, didn't he?
Yeah, Austin Park had a step on him, but Rasmussen just kind of threw it to his outside shoulder, out of bounds a little bit. Just a little off on his throw there is Rasmussen. Park, I think, had him beat by a step or two.
So 2nd and 10. Staters back at home next week. Back-to-back home games. That's something we haven't had in a long time. Central Methodist is here next week, back into conference play for the Crusaders. 2nd down and 10. Rasmussen under center once again. Has the snap. Handoff up the middle. A little hole for McClinton. Gets to the 50. And searches for the tackle. 45, 40, 35. And taken down from behind at the Langston 32.
Great run there by Cedric McClinton. Breaks about 2 or 3 tackles on that run. Had a good crease to begin the run. And looked like he was only going to get about 9 or 10 yards on that play. Able to break one last tackle and really break it for a sizable run.
Gain of 23, which doubled his total. He had 5 carries for 23 yards. Now 6 for 46 yards. 1st and 10 Crusaders at the Langston 32. 5:30 to go in this opening period. High formation for Evangel. Flores in motion from the fullback spot to the near side. Handoff McClinton. Bounces to the left and met hard at the 30. It spins forward for a gain of about 2.5 or 3 yards.
Number 52, Roderick Jones, coming up on his Roderick Jenkins, coming out from his linebacker spot, was the Langston Lions leading tackler last week against the Panhandle State. Comes up and gives Shedrick a big shot there.
Mention the size of their defense. Their front 3. Lionel Bibbins, 6'2", 250. Shane Patterson, 6'2", 300. Njai Bush, their other defensive end, 6 foot 293. Big guys on their defensive line. Linebacking core averages in about 6'2" and about 240. Back to throw, Rasmussen fires a pass over the middle. His man fell down. He was looking for Austin Park, who stumbled at around the 22 or 23 yard line. Pass incomplete. Rasmussen saying
he got thrown down.
Yeah, He's more coordinated this run downfield and not fall down on his own, but it's 3rd and 7.
There was no stumbling. I couldn't see which Lion hit him, but somebody really flattened him there, and I don't know. I don't know what the Stripes were seeing out there. Maybe they thought the ball wasn't in the air and he was in the 5-yard range there, but he was definitely put on the ground, not just tripped.
And they're contending that it wasn't the 25-yard line Stripe that took him down either. 3rd and 7. Rasmussen back to throw, fires a pass on the run, flag flies, but a great catch made at the 17-yard line by Troutman, and we'll see if it stands. Lions saying it's going to come back. We'll see. It's going to be a hold on Evangel, which would have prevented a sack of Rasmussen as they brought a lot of defenders into the Evangel backfield.
Pretty obvious hold there. I think they're going to call it on Luther Walls, the right tackle who we were bragging on earlier in the show. Just got his hands on the Lion defensive lineman and wouldn't let him go. And
offense, number 74, penalized 10 yards from the previous spot. Replay 3rd down.
And wouldn't let the defensive lineman go. Probably would have caused a sack if he didn't let him go. So I guess just as well to hold on and see if the refs catch it.
Well, yeah, and then the other part of it, too, is you don't lose a down if you commit the penalty. Yeah. If you get a sack, then it's 4th and long. Now it's 3rd and long, so the Crusaders still have a chance to convert on this possession.
Great catch by Troutman, by the way.
That was.
Diving catch towards the sideline. Awesome catch, really.
3rd down and 17 for Evangel at their own 39, or making it the Langston 39. Rasmussen from the shotgun, pumps once, dumps a pass off at a screen to McClinton at the 40, upfield 35, and taken down from behind. A flag is flying behind the play as Shedrick got to the original line of scrimmage at around the 32-yard line. No idea what this is on. It was where Garrett Gratz got tangled up with Shane Patterson. And
it's blocking the back. Illegal use of hands. That one could have gone either way, I think. It was pretty close there.
And they may not take it because it's going to be 4th and about 10 for Evangel if they decline it. If they accept it, then it just moves Evangel back further and it's still 3rd down. But you also have the potential of moving Crusaders out of field goal range, so a decision to make for the Langston coaching staff and their head coach Greg Johnson. In his 4th year, he's 18-13 as a career record coming into this week.
Number 55, Njai Bush, coming off a little lame on that. That's something you're going to want to watch. He was one of their leading tacklers last week at Panhandle State as well. He's another one of those linebackers that they use.
Offense, number 63. The penalty is declined. It's 4th down.
He meant 62 instead of 63, but it's declined anyway. And it was a gain of 8 on the screen, 4th and 9, and the Crusaders will look for a field goal try here. They decline the penalty, Joel. They're going to let Evangel roll the dice with a long field goal try again.
Yep. Well, maybe they figure if Geis misses this field goal, they're going to get the ball in great field goal and great field position, and if they punt it, they're probably going to have it inside their own 20.
This is going to be a 47-yard try from the near hash mark. 3:50 and counting here in this opening quarter. The field goal is blocked. Picked up near side at the 20. They're having trouble recovering and finally flop on it at around the 19. That never may have had a chance. It was a low kick and swatted right at the line. The Crusaders fortunate in that it had enough oomph behind it that it went backwards, or at least went downfield instead of going back behind the line of scrimmage. So winds up, they recover it, and they'll take the ball inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line for Langston.
A lot of penetration on the right side, on the far side of that field goal formation for Evangel. That's something they're going to get coached up down there, figure out so that doesn't happen again, because that could have been dangerous for Evangel.
Stuck in a stalemate, still scoreless with 3:43 to go, first quarter. Langston in road whites, orange helmets, orange and blue trim. Back to throw, Lowry under pressure, steps up, throws as he's being wrapped up, but completes a pass. His first of the day. They're on the 24-yard line, and the man tackled there.
That's number 12, Tony Cotton, that was able to make that catch for about a 3 or 4 yard gain. Justin Reppert was grabbing and holding on to the Langston Danny Lowry, the quarterback, as he threw the ball there. He's about to bring him down. Good strength shown by Danny to able to keep his poise and keep his feet up and deliver a strike to Tony Cotton.
He's a big guy, though. Quarterback Lowry, 6'3", 215. Dallas native. His son actually peeks out to our left for the first time all day here in Springfield. A little blue sky above, too. 2nd and 7. Some movement up front, and the play gets whistled dead. Crusaders jumped across, but their running back was about 4 steps forward, so I'm thinking they're about to backpedal 5 yards, Joel.
Yeah. Yeah, got the call mixed up there.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. Number 20. 5-yard penalty.
That's the running back, so that's 2nd down and 11 for Langston, and it backs them back up inside their own 20 again. It's 2nd down and 11 from their own 18-yard line. 2 wideouts left, 1 to the right. Lowry out of the shotgun again. As the snap, back to throw, fires a pass far side, caught at around the 24 and fights forward near the first down marker. He'll be just shy of it by about a yard or so.
I believe that's number 9, Raytron Mayfield, coming up with that catch on the far side. Simple little out route there, and Lowry was able to put it right on his numbers. He wasn't able to fight for it quite for that first down, but about a 3rd and not quite 1 here coming up for the Lions.
Yeah, 3rd down, less than a yard. They're going to that more intermediate passing game that was effective for Jewell a week ago. 3rd down, less than a yard. Lowry under center. 4 up front for the Crusaders. He tries a quarterback sneak, got wrapped up, may have spun forward, though, for the first down. He spun to his right at the line of scrimmage. Evangel was all over him, but he may have gotten progress, and yep, he'll have a first down right to the 30-yard line and a gain of 1.
Yeah, he just decided to step over and get right behind this big old offensive line, his guard, who he thought could get the most penetration, and dive forward just enough for the first down.
Under 2 minutes to go, first quarter. We're still scoreless. Langston trying to put together their first sustained drive of the afternoon, or early evening anyway. 1st and 10 from the 30. 4 wideouts either side. Lowry with a snap and a handoff and an end around. And man tripped up in the backfield, taken down for a loss. He got tripped and then Reppert finished him off. It's going to be a loss of about 3 yards on the end around to the near side.
That's Lionel Lilo making the first contact with the line that was coming around with the end around. He was able to trip him up, and like you said, Justin Reppert coming up and landed on top of him basically there at the end.
Yeah, we mentioned last week, those defensive guys can't always get credit for stats a lot of times. Sometimes somebody makes a play and gets opportunity for somebody else. We have a timeout on the field with 1:10 to go in the first quarter. No score at Kennedy Stadium. We will return after these messages.
Football team will travel to Biscayne, Crockettstown as a statement of goodwill.
Yeah, it was. Can you take 2 and 3 here?
As part of their
okay.
The football team will host the football tournament. Let's refurbish University Baccalaureate area.
Sick of this. I'm sick of dealing with you. I'm sick of work. You are.
What a child learns about violence, a child learns for life. Teach carefully. We can show you how. Act against violence. Call 877-ACT-WISE for a free brochure.
Oh, wow. Back at Kennedy Stadium after Langston uses a timeout. Come back onto the field facing 2nd down and 11 to go. From their own 28-yard line, Evangel all over the fan of the backfield. This is going to be a big loss back to the Langston 20. A busted play for the Lions, it looked like, Joel, which is something you don't like if you're the Lions coaching staff coming out of a timeout. But that was a mess and a big loss again for Langston.
Andrew Matrone coming over from his left side linebacker position, comes over, gets penetration right off the left side, and is able to meet the running back. I believe it was Tommy Bryant that got the ball just as he was getting the ball. He didn't wrap him up, but it looked like Caleb Taylor was able to come up and finish him off.
3rd and long, 3rd down and 17 to go with 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Lowry back to throw. A short drop. Fires over the middle. Caught at the 33 and a big hit. Was that Meacham that just leveled, I believe, Mayfield? It's going to be shy of the first down in a punting situation, which may be the final play of the quarter.
Yeah, Meacham comes up with a solid tackle, to say the least, on the wide receiver there for Langston, and able to stop that that little drive they had going cold.
I'm Langston. I don't punt this yet, and sure enough, they'll let the clock run out to end the opening quarter. Evangel dominating the field of position game, but 2 missed field goals, a missed opportunity on a goal-to-go situation, and we're scoreless through 1. Second period coming up, and we'll bring it to you after this commercial break. Tack on another one. We'll catch up here as we go. Back at Kennedy Stadium, the Crusaders waiting for a punt from Langston. And it's a line drive that'll bounce and get over the head of the Crusaders' return man. Bounce inside the 20, take a big Langston roll, still rolling at the 12, at the 11, and it'll stop rolling at the 10, and a flag is down 2. And I think this may be on Evangel as dancing off the field is Clarence McDonald, the punter. I don't know if he's thrilled that he just knocked a big punt. A lot of it came on a roll, but still it's going to be roughing the kicker.
Number 57, penalized 15 yards.
That's of the 15-yard variety as well.
That's freshman Ryan Witzel that they're saying rough the kicker there. And if it's roughing, that means it's going to be a fresh set of downs for Langston.
Made that pass completion that much bigger a moment ago, because if you would add 15 yards and a penalty on a 3rd or 4th and 17, it would not be a first down situation. But on 4th and 7 it is, and actually gives the Lions by far their best field position of the day. They're still in their own turf, but just shy of midfield at around their own 47. So 1st and 10 Langston. We've now gotten a handful of breaks today, even though we're still scoreless. Just underway second quarter. Whole game has been played in their territory, just about anyway, but they fought to a scoreless tie. Now have a golden chance here to midfield on a big penalty. 4 wideouts, 2 to either side. Lowry, a short drop. Now it's a new quarterback who completes a pass, then it's dropped far side out of bounds. Into the game for the first time, Matt Ligon. And he played last week going 4 for 9 with 1 interception and 45 yards. In there for the first time. And Tez's team now 2nd and 10 on the incomplete pass. Lowry, by the way, was 3 for 8. And now we'll watch for a little while.
Yeah, Ligon delivered a strike there. His receiver just didn't help him out and kind of dropped the ball.
He's a big guy, too. Ligon actually bigger than Lowry at 6'4", 225, a sophomore from Oklahoma City. As a man in motion to the far side, play action fake, under pressure, and he's sacked at his own 40-yard line.
That's Kedrick Dobie coming off the left side, backup linebacker for the Crusaders. The Crusaders are deep at linebacker. I mean deep. They have 6 or 7 guys who they would like to play every game, and a lot of those guys have started in games past, have a lot of experience there, a lot of depth there. This time it was Kedrick Dobie coming off the left side on a blitz and able to track down Ligon and get his first sack of the year.
The Crusaders played 23 different guys on defense alone last week, so they're deep at several positions. But you're right, linebacker, where they not only have some depth but an experience as well. in that linebacking core. 3rd down, 18 to go for Langston from their own 40-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Ligon fires over the middle and short hopped his man. He was looking down the middle for Jared Jones, and it was at his feet, incomplete. Another punting situation as McDonald, who's been a busy guy today, goes right back out there, and they went nowhere. In fact, they went backwards after the roughing the punter penalty in Evangel moments ago.
Yeah, and Jared Jones on that play was open. He was open, and he had a lot of room to move if there was an on-target pass. But the pass was actually, it was short, and it was behind him. Now let's see what this punt looks like. His punts have not been pretty, but they've got the job done. End over end, ugly-looking things.
Well,
really.
The last one just certainly did. It was a line drive. It went downfield a good 40-plus yards. Stands at his own 27, knocks it away from the 30. This is a beautiful kick. It sends Evangel back to their own 21. They let it roll. Stevens does, and then it rolls back upfield and dies at the 13. Evangel pinned back deep in their own turf. With 13:51 to play, second quarter, we're still scoreless. But Joel, a great job of the defense there. And Langston getting a big break and to midfield, wind up being about a -9 in terms of yardage after that, and getting the ball not just back to the offense, but back to them quickly, and not staying on the field for very long.
Yeah, this is just like last week with Evangel's defense. Evangel's defense was pretty dominating this last week, and they're doing it again this week. Right now, you really feel like this Evangel offense is right on the cusp of breaking something. And you just get that feeling that it's about to happen, and they really need it to happen soon for their continuity together.
1st and 10 Evangel. Delay handoff to McClinton right side. Slips through across the 15, lunging to around the 19, and a gain of about 5. A good carry for Shedrick McClinton. Again, not a whole lot of room up there, but able to slip forward. Actually, it's going to be a gain of 6 for Shedrick. And 2nd and 4 coming up for Evangel.
Shedrick doing a good job on that zone to the far side, picking his spots, trying to find the creases. Found a nice little crease there, although not big, able to squirt through there and pick up 6 yards.
2nd and 4 for Evangel. Rasmussen under center, wideouts to either side. Lone back behind him is McClinton. And he'll get the carry up the middle. Big hole left side across the 20. It popped, and his head spun around in a face mask. It wasn't a light one, and there's a down Crusader way behind the play. Derek is down face first at his 11. And Evangel will have a 1st down here and a penalty coming up on top of that. Derek not moving around much, and that was way after the play, Joel, and I'm not really sure what happened exactly there. But
like
he is not moving a lot with his face down on the turf way back behind the play upfield at around the 10-yard line.
And this looks pretty serious right now. I don't know what happened. Derek handed it off to Shedrick, and you'd think he wouldn't get touched after that.
Pretty innocent-looking play in terms of what just occurred.
I didn't see, but Bob Edwards, number 44, looked pretty concerned when he went over there. Good to see Derek's on his feet now, getting up. And I think there was I don't want to say anything because I didn't see it, but just how the Evangel offense on the field reacted, a lot of players were motioning toward the Langston defense as maybe
I'd love another look at that.
Maybe a late shot.
Derek's not happy either. He looked over toward the far sideline where Langston is, and now Scott Metcalf is going to talk to the officiating crew, who may have a conversation about this. Derek is holding his helmet as he comes out, so it may have just gotten his bell rung badly. But that was way behind the whole situation and apparently out of the line of sight of everybody, but the two were people involved. If there were
on the tackle.
Well, you hate to say something dirty may have happened.
Defense, number 52. We're going to go 15 yards from the end of the run.
That's on the face mask, not what happened back behind the play.
Like I said, you hate to say that something dirty may have happened. You didn't see it, but I guarantee you Derek didn't hand the ball off and then all of a sudden hurt himself and have to lay motionless on the ground, face down.
Right.
So you know something happened. I can only speculate as to what happened. I'm not going to call anybody out, but a little questionable out there right now.
Richie Ropke got the start last week in at quarterback now as Rasmussen kind of walking around the sidelines trying to shake things off. Ropke dumps a pass off, caught far side, and taken to the 50-yard line before Jared Stevens upended. This is going to be a gain of about 10 yards as Jared got knocked out of bounds right around the 1st down marker. We're going to call that a forward pass. It was close to being a lateral, but they get to Richie and get him a throw right away.
Yeah, the Evangel offensive coordinator, Rob Harley, calls that a now route. He just kind of goes straight out towards the far side, and Richie threw it right out there directly to him. And actually, they're going to call it about a 9-yard game, bring him about 1 yard shy. So we'll bring up 2nd and 1 here.
All right at the 50-yard line. We're scoreless with 12:53 to go, second quarter. Ropke on a 2nd and 1 with an I formation behind him. Handoff McClinton, slips to the line of scrimmage, lunges, has a first down in Langston territory at around the 48 or 47-yard line. Didn't need much, just got a little seam. Evangel not messing around on 2nd and short. They get the first down and get the chains moving again.
Right thing to do there, 2nd and 1. 2nd and real short there with your backup quarterback in, a redshirt freshman. And actually Rasmussen's going to come back in now, just get that. Gave him a quick, easy pass, out to Stevens in the play before, and then let him hand the ball off to your stud McClinton and let him pick up the first down for you.
Few high fives for Ropke as he comes off. I think last week probably helped in that situation as he comes in and keeps the offense going. And Evangel now back in Langston territory, 1st and 10 against the Lions' 47-yard line. Lone back behind Rasmussen, that's McClinton. Gets the call again up the middle, looking for room, nothing there, but surges forward, fights for a gain of 2 to the Lions' 45.
Again, just a zone play they're going back to. Evangel seemed to kind of get away from the zone running scheme that they've loved so much the past few years. McClinton only had 14 rushes last year for about 74 yards, I think. So far in this game, I have him down for 10 rushes already in the first half. So looks like they're really trying to emphasize that running game with McClinton.
Should have but should have Ryan Polite back soon. He may play as early as next week for the Crusaders. Knee injury, a severe one last year, has kept him out since then. Rasmussen running forward is sacked, lost the football, and the Crusaders dive on it. That thing may have been loose for a while before McClinton comes out of nowhere to recover. If Rasmussen isn't down on contact. I didn't hear a whistle till everybody yelled fumble, and then McClinton fell on it. But this may be, in fact, oh yeah, they're going to mark it forward. So the Crusaders now will face 3rd and 7 on a Rasmussen carry. Fumble, but the Crusaders get it back. An alert play by Shedrick.
Yeah, where Rasmussen was coming down there, it was right at about the line of scrimmage. It's going to go for no gain, but the ball squirted forward, and Shedrick, thankfully if you're a Crusader fan, was able to fall on it for actually about a yard or 2 gain.
3rd down, 7 to go. Rasmussen out of the shotgun, back to throw, dumps it off, caught by McClinton at the 45 to the 40, breaks the tackle, spins forward, gets to the 37, but shy of make it not the 38. He looks like he's shy of the first down by about a yard. And Evangel may be in 4-down territory with 10:45 to go in counting second quarter. They've tried 2 long field goals and have not connected, and this is 4th and short here. 4th down and about a yard to go. Evangel looking like they want to go for it, although Rasmussen kind of limping to the near sideline. And he'll get the play there, and Evangel will at least take their time in what they want to do in this situation.
Yeah,
the Evangel, actually the officiating crew eyeballing it, and we may actually have a measurement, and actually they are going to call them out across the field to perhaps take another look at this with the chains.
Yeah, McClinton on that 2nd and 3rd effort, able to make it close where first contact was made. It was around the 40-yard line from about 2 Langston Lions. He was able to bounce off one and spin off the other and lunge forward. I think he's going to be a little short, but nonetheless, they're going to bring the chains all the way over from the far side and measure this thing. The ball right now is spotted about the 42 and a half, and I think the first down's around the 43. So we're going to see here. Or I'm sorry, the 38.
That's from the other side of that.
Yeah.
It's actually going to be a little closer than I thought. They're going to be about a half a yard shy. Still 4th down, though. Evangel's had a lot of time to think about this if they want to give it a go. And they may. Still scoreless game. And 32 remaining here in this first half.
I'd look for McClinton or a little play-action bootleg here from Evangel. They're going to go for it.
They need this. And if they can get it, it provides a little momentum for a team that has done a lot right today but had nothing to show for it on the scoreboard. 4th down, less than a yard to go. Crusaders now going from our right to our left, break the huddle. They did. Rasmussen under center in this play. Power I formation. Handoff McClinton right side. Hurdles over the man. Has the first down. Not much. Nothing fancy. They just went straight ahead. And the athleticism of McClinton had him step over a defender and lunge to around the 35 or 36.
Yeah, the Evangel coaches will call that an attitude play for the offensive line. That's what Coach Gehring will call it. The O-line coach for Evangel. This is an attitude play. 4th and 1, you don't have any points. You're playing the number 25 ranked team in the nation at your house. That's an attitude play. You got to go up there, smash that guy, and pick up that yard. That's what they were able to do.
And a fresh set of downs as a result. 1st and 10 from the Langston 36. Fake a handoff to McClinton. Rasmussen dumps a pass off. Caught by Stevens, who's run out of bounds near side around the 30. A gain of about 5 or 6 as Jared Stevens makes his 3rd catch of the night and sets up 2nd down and call it 4 to go.
Yeah, nice little play action fake there from Rasmussen to Shedrick. Comes out and finds Jared coming out of his slot position on the near side. Able to get the ball out there, and Jared able to dive forward for about a 5-yard gain.
Going to be fun to watch in this role, isn't he, Joel?
Oh, yeah. Lining up everywhere. You have to scheme for him. You don't know where he's going to be in the field.
2nd down, a long 4 to go. Handoff McClinton up the middle, gets to the 30. Face mask flags. About every guy in a striped shirt threw one as Shedrick again got his head wrenched, and this time he's slow to get up. He is seated now, and his helmet may have come off in that. That was vicious. And the second one we've seen like that. McClinton on his feet. He'll come off for a moment. But this should be a 15-yarder if there's any justice in this world. And we'll see if that gives Evangel a 1st down and now deeper into Lions territory. Wait, everybody caught it. Yep, personal foul. And that's the 2nd one of those. It's one thing to inadvertently grab it. You know you probably have it, but it's tackling with the face mask that's very dangerous, and it's the 2nd time the Lions have been called for that.
Yeah, I think you said just about every referee threw a flag on that. I think just about every Evangel student up there in the front wanted to throw a flag on that. They were barking at the officials about that, and so were the coaches. But it is pretty obvious. We could see it from up here, so hopefully they could too. And they did.
Smooths the ball to the Langston 15-yard line. Just inside the 15. 9:52 to go, 2nd quarter. Still scoreless. 3 wide out to the right.
Look for the tight end screen here.
That's True Love lined up at a tight end to the left. They pitch it, though, to Troy Stegall, who sidesteps a man to the 15 and is stacked up at the 13 and then shoved away back. He should get progress for a gain of about 2. The senior from Mary, Florida, Troy Stegall, with his 1st carry of the day. Call it 2nd and 9 and a gain of 1.
Nice little sweep to the right side there. Wasn't much room working for him as Langston had that sniffed out pretty well. You're right, a gain about 2 to the 13-yard line as Stegall is kind of spelling McClinton after that vicious face mask he took a couple plays ago.
2nd down and 9. Crusaders and Mike Reiswick out wide right. Copeland in the slot left. Back to throw. They throw a pass far side toward the end zone. And almost the catch made anyway by Reiswick, who was absolutely locked up by the defender physically. And that's where the flag came in on what looks to be an obvious pass interference on a pass to the end zone.
This might go either way.
I don't know. You guys, it looks to me from here at least, and of course we're looking at it through maroon tinted glasses, that you got to give the benefit of the doubt to your receiver because he's trying to fight for position, but the defender looked like for a moment he had his hands. Of course, Joel, that's also assuming or looking at it when the ball's in flight as well. You don't know what happened before that. If perhaps the intended receiver put an arm out to get room, that's the 1st infraction. Had a good game, at least statistically, and played with them for a while. They blow out Culver Stockton in their conference opener, 40-14. 2nd loss for Culver Stockton to start the season. A shootout between Mid-American Nazarene and Benedictine, and the Pioneers win 40-37. Mid-American Nazarene averaging maybe right around 40 points per game to start the year. They get a big win today, and the Ravens now are off to an 0-2 start, which is scary. But you know what? That's start of America Conference right now. They lose to defending champ Missouri Valley in Atchison in week 1. Then they go to Mid-America Nazarene, who lost last week to Lindenwood. And the Pioneers bounce back at a conference wins 40-37. Lindenwood, speaking of them, they win at Avila 56-27. Other games tonight, William Jewell at Central Methodist and Graceland taking on defending conference champ Missouri Valley as Langston gets set to kick off against the Crusaders to start the second half. We'll look at some first half stats in a moment as Langston kicks off for the first time today. And Clarence McDonald, their punter, has the kicking duties here as well. Here we go. Second half about to get underway. Evangel with a 3-0 lead as we start the third quarter. And the kick is away. A short end-over-end kick fielded at the 20. Returned upfield to the 25. This is Nathan Thomas, who stutter steps. A flag goes down as he does around the 43-yard line. Flag rests on the Evangel 47. And it occurred, and actually they're going to reposition the flag upfield inside the 40, and at flew as the play developed.
Nathan Thomas, the up-back, catching that ball as it was a shorter kick, picked it up around the 15 or 20-yard line, able to turn it out past the 40. Not sure what the penalty is going to be.
Evangel backing up further, so some signs that it's on Evangel. Hold on
the return team, number 45.
That's on the Crusaders, 10 yards in the spot of the foul, so it'll put Evangel back inside their own 30. Evangel with 10 first downs in the first half to Langston's 4. Crusaders rushed for 83 yards. Langston minus 25. 58 yards through the air for the Crusaders, 56 for Langston. Evangel with a sizable advantage in total yards of the first half. Crusaders with Derek Rasmussen in from the shotgun on 1st and 10 from the 30. Fakes a handoff. Now will throw on the run upfield. Wide open is True Love at the Langston 45 and stumbles down, caught from behind at around the 38. He was all alone at midfield and a big pickup.
Huge pickup. Derek able to scramble out of the pocket there, buy some more time. It looked like at first he was going to take off and try and run. Then he looked up and saw True Love wide open down the middle of the field. Ball underthrown a little bit as Derek was on the run, but he got the ball, and True Love able to dive forward a little bit after the Langston Lion defensive back was able to bring him down.
Gain of 33. And Evangel with it now at the Langston 38-yard line on their first play of the second half. Evangel with a big pickup. I formation behind Rasmussen. Fake the handoff on 1st and 10. Rasmussen going deep down the middle of the field, and it's incomplete. Overthrew Austin Park, who was there. Joel, it just did get out of his reach.
Austin Park running a post pattern from the near side of the field, going to the middle. Derek able to step up in the pocket and float a nice ball down the middle of the field as the safety was on the back side of Park and kind of trailing him a little bit. Park was open and was able to make the catch, but wouldn't have had much room to run after that unless the Lion defender was not making a sure tackle. Just a little overthrow there by Derek.
Rasmussen, by the way, was 7 of 13, 44 yards, 1 interception in the first half. Second down and 10. Handoff near side. And the play strung out. It'll go for no gain and a carry by Shedrick McClinton, who had 19 carries in the first half for 91 yards. First carry of the second half there, no gain, 3rd down and 10.
Evangel trying to pick up where they left off with Shedrick, picking up 91 yards and 19 carries. He's almost averaging a little under 5 yards a carry then, and trying to pick it up and keep him going at that pace. Langston able to sniff it out there, and I'm sure they addressed that in their halftime speech, how to stop number 1 for Evangel.
2 wideouts left, 1 to the right. Shotgun for Derek Rasmussen. 3 down linemen for Langston. Back to throw, Rasmussen. Dumps it over the middle. Caught by Stevens inside the 30. Dances to the outside of the 25. Knocked out of bounds at around the 20-yard line. A beautifully executed play, and no one was around Jared Stevens. Derek Rasmussen, Joel, saw that there was a lot open underneath of that play.
Yeah, sent a bunch of receivers down deep the field on kind of streak routes. Jared able to come across the middle of the field and was wide open. No one accounted for him. Had a lot of room to run. Sidestep one defender at about the 25-yard line and able to dive forward out of bounds at around the 20-yard line at the end of that run.
5th catch of the day for Joel Stevens.
Jared.
Like that, yeah, Jared Stevens. Joel's catching the kicks. Most of them anyway. 1st and 10 from the 20. Rasmussen maybe changing the play as he comes up from under center. Now we'll hand it off to Clinton, a little draw play, who moves the pile forward from around the 18 to the 16. A gain of maybe 3. Call it a gain of 3. 2nd and 7.
Again, going back to that zone. Evangel must see some of that as they picked up a good chunk of yardage running with Shedrick in the first half, trying to go back to that, keep on trying to work these Lindenwood Lions. Evangel really outgained Langston in this first half, looking to really try to put the ball in the end zone. That's got to be the calling point for the Evangel offense this half.
2nd and 7. Back to throw. Rasmussen fires a pass in zone far side and broken up at the last second. He was looking far side for Ryswick. And there in coverage, Darnell Brown, the cornerback, able to deny the pass and set up 3rd and 7 for Evangel.
Little fade route on the far side there, looking for the end zone. Derek puts up a pretty well thrown ball, but the defender, Darnell Brown, you said, was all over him and made a good play. I think he was able to tap it away there at the last second. Really good play by the Lion defensive back.
3rd and 7 for Evangel from the Langston 17-yard line. Evangel going from our right to our left in this third quarter. 3-0. Evangel leading early in the third. Rasmussen out of the shotgun. Back to throw. Looking. Fires it over the middle. Caught! Got him! Touchdown to Stephen Trulove.
That is a big lift to that Evangel offense right there. Being able to finally get in the end zone, finally score a touchdown. They did it mainly through the air this time. Derek Rasmussen, after being banged up a little in the first half, comes out firing, delivers a strike to Trulove on a skinny post right down the middle of the field. No one near him, and he's able to fall forward for the touchdown. Extra point on the way.
Snap back. Kick is up and through there for Trevor Geis to give Evangel a 10-0 lead early in the third. 12:30 to go, third quarter. Evangel 10, Langston nothing with a timeout on the field. We're back after this.
Sorry. Was he 3 for 4 or 4 for... What was he?
3 for 4, I think.
3 for 4. How long was that touchdown pass? 16 yards.
We are back at Kennedy Stadium, 10-0 Evangel. This has kind of been a scary game, Joel. You talk about how the Crusaders have been dominant at times in the first half and yet led 3-0. How big of a lift is it to score in the opening drive of this second half?
That's a huge lift. After chatting with a couple of the assistant coaches on EU's side, they were saying, man, we feel like we should be up 30-0 right now. We should be up huge on these guys. So the calling point right now at halftime was put the ball in the end zone. Finish off your drives and finish off this game. And that's what they're trying to do now.
Kickoff from Eric Brown, angling to their side, bounce at the 10, picked up at the 5. But turned upfield, 10, 15. A dance around a man of the 20, and then the Crusaders catch him and take him down to the Langston 22.
We'll see if the Evangel defense can come out and do the same thing it did in the first half, and that was shut down this very athletic, very fast, and spread offense from Langston. If they can do that, and the Evangel offense can get a little pep in their step and keep on coming down the field and putting the ball in the end zone instead of settling for long field goal tries, this could get ugly quick if that keeps on happening, especially if the defense keeps doing that.
Way back at the 35-yard line at the other end of the field. It spells of an offsides.
Yeah.
Which may mean Evangel's kicking this again. And with kicks coming from the 30 this year, any penalty at all on a kickoff is just brutal.
Yeah.
And we talked about it in week 1. I'm not sure if it was really necessary in the college game to dial it back 5 yards. But they did, copying the NFL, which I understand fully because those guys get paid to kick for a living, and they whack it from the 35 into about the third row every week. Yep. So we'll kick off now from the 25.
Yep.
Now, they needed to move it back in the NFL because you'd like to see returns by the best players in the world in special teams. College ball, I'm not so sure. And, you know, from a high school, at least in Missouri, they're still kicking off from, I believe, the 40. So it's a 10-yard difference. Now Evangel will kick off from their own 25, and Langston has a chance to get just a 5-yard penalty, Joel. That means a big difference in field position.
Big difference in field position, and it gives another chance for this Langston special teams to try and jumpstart maybe this offense and maybe their whole team. This is a chance for them to possibly go deep. I'm not sure what Eric's setting up here.
He may try to squib this down the middle. 2 steps, and he whacks it down the middle of the field where it's caught at the 16. Upfield 20, 25, 30, and to the 35 to the 40, and he's stacked up but able to surge forward to the 43. That really a 5-yard offsides, but it's a 20-yard difference when you take into account where they were stopped the first time and where they get it on a second kick.
Huge penalty there as far as in field position standpoint. Langston gets the ball in great position for their offense, which has been struggling a little bit, and maybe this can help get that Langston offense going a little.
First and 10 Lions at their own 42-yard line. They now trail the Crusaders 10-0. Lowry under center. 4 wide receivers, 2 to either side, a lone back behind him, and motion up front. This will be a flag on Langston as both offensive linemen right of the center jumped.
Yeah, it looks like right guard Kenny Ellison was the one that jumped first, number 74, but we'll get the official call from the officials.
And next to him went 2. They may not shout out a number because they could use both of them.
Yeah.
So first and 15, Langston now backs up to their own 37. Langston in road white jerseys, white pants, orange helmets. Not the easiest to read orange numbers on their jerseys. Different quarterback. This is Matt Ligon on a draw play up the middle. That'll get 4 or 5 yards. On a draw play to Tommy Bryant. And it'll set up second down and around 11 to go from their own 41.
Justin Reppert crashing in from his right defensive end position, able to make the tackle there after a 4-yard gain.
All right, here's what's tricky for the Lions, Joel. They've gotten nothing really on the ground today. They've gone backwards. How important is it to establish the run, or you're behind 10? Do you keep working the spread and intermediate passing game?
Very important. Otherwise, that Evangel D-line linebacker is just going to pin back their ears and go after your quarterback.
Hand off again, 2nd and 11. They stop him, but Bryant able to break a tackle, spins forward, gets to the 45 before he's taken down. That could have been a loss of 2. Instead, it's a gain of 4, and 3rd down and 7 to go for the Lions.
That might have been the hardest earned 5 yards I've seen this game. He bounced off a bunch of defenders, like you said, in the backfield, which probably should have been a loss of 2 or 3 or 4, and was able to fight forward a bunch of different times and actually make a pretty positive gain out of it. It's going to be 3rd and 7.
Big play here for Langston as they trail by 10 in their first drive of the second half. Ligon under center, takes the snap, back to throw, under pressure, wrapped up and taken down and sacked.
Brandon Myers coming in. Brandon Myers has been causing all kinds of problems for this Langston front. He's just been in the backfield all day long. Gets in there again on that drop by Ligon and able to bring him down the sack. Ends that series real quick. Big play by Brandon Myers and his EU defense.
4th and 14, a punting situation. Clarence McDonald's been busy punting today. This is the 7th Langston punt of the night. As the snap under pressure gets knocked down. Will there be a flag? We'll see. Ball bounces at the 32. Takes a Langston roll. Gets inside the 25 to about the 23. McDonald took his time getting up, but did not draw a penalty marker. And
could have been running into the kicker there.
yeah,
on
it wasn't.
Evangel. That's dangerous.
It wasn't a blatant hit, but
No.
you're right. They were in the neighborhood.
And even if it was running into the kicker, that's a 5-yard penalty, not an automatic first down. He just end up kicking it again. Couldn't really see from our angle. They came close, and the punter for Langston did hit the ground. He milked it for all it was worth. Tried to get it, but didn't get the flag, and it really wouldn't have helped him anyway. It had just been 4th and 11 rather than 4th and 16.
1st and 10 Evangel at their own 23-yard line. 10:02 to play, third quarter. Rasmussen under center. McClinton, the lone back behind him. Play action fake. Rasmussen guns it deep near side. Caught by Park at the 40, the 50, the 45. Running a bounce near side. Just outside the 30-yard line. They'll mark him down to the 36. Austin Park wide open with a big gainer.
Yeah, it looks like Langston got mixed up in their coverage there. I couldn't see. I'd like to see that again, but I'm not sure. I think Park kind of ran a little wheel route outside there. Don't quote me on that, but somehow he got free nonetheless down the near side of the sideline, and Rasmussen was able to hit him, and he was able to run forward for a huge gain.
42-yard pickup to Austin Park, the rookie from Urbana, Missouri. From the 36-yard line to Langston now. Evangel with a 1st and 10. Rasmussen under center. And a delay handoff. McClinton, big hole, gets to the 30.
Wow,
Rasmussen drilled.
That is horrible.
Way after the handoff, and a very cool Stephen Truelove stepped between Rasmussen, who didn't look like he was going to go back after the fender, but you knew was irritated by the very late hit. Truelove, cooler than the other side of the pillow, kind of calmly stepped in and kept the two guys apart, and that could have been ugly. And it's said it's going to be a Langston penalty here anyway.
Oh, yeah. Coach Metcalf was almost out to the numbers there. He was so livid about it. That was an obvious personal foul.
And what probably got Rasmussen shaken up earlier tonight on a similar type of play that we didn't quite, or well, actually no one saw.
Yeah.
But it was a similar type of play and a handoff that was way behind the play.
Again,
it's going to be a run of about 6 yards, but then 15 tacked on to the end of it.
And that is number 34, Brandon Kennard, that came back and way after the run. I mean, I looked back there that time, and Brandon just flattened him. And Truelove, I don't know how, he must have turned around and seen it and come running back there and got him between the two. The referee was standing right back there and threw the flag right away. It's just uncalled for. There's no need for that. And really, that hurts yourself more than it hurts Rasmussen. I mean, he's going to get up and walk it off, and he'll be fine. I mean, that's a 15-yard penalty on you. Now your defense is backed up inside your own 15-yard line. You're already down 10-0 with a fired-up Evangel team in offense trying to put the ball in the end zone again.
Well, 15-yard penalties are one thing, but when you go from the plus 30 to the plus 15, that's a killer. And Evangel will have 1st and 10 from the Langston 15 with the Lions down 10-0 here. 9:45 and counting here in the third quarter. Evangel with a touchdown. They're low and one of the night coming moments ago on their opening drive of the third quarter. They've got Rogo out wide right. 2 wide outs to the left, and they send Jared Stevens in motion to the near side. Rasmussen shotgun, has the snap, fires a pass near side to the end zone, and a leaping attempt by Rogo, but it's incomplete. He went up top, and great coverage there. A well-placed ball by Derrick and nearly hauled in by Brenton.
Clarence Smith with the coverage there, but Rogo almost made a spectacular catch. Coming back to the ball and jumping and almost able to bring it back. That was going to be a real athletic, nice catch if he was able to bring it in. But Clarence Smith, the cornerback on that side covering Rogo, had pretty good coverage, was able to knock it away from him. Would have been a touchdown if Rogo was able to haul it in.
2nd and 10 for Evangel. Rasmussen under center, I formation behind him. Handoff, McClinton on a delay, wrapped up in the backfield and taken down for a loss of 2 yards.
Yeah, Evangel goes back to that counter play again. They've been running the zone all day. And that's the second counter they did. The first one they did right before the half ended and picked up about 9 yards on it. That time, Langston was all over it and brings up a loss of what looks like it's going to be about 3 yards.
Called it 3rd and 13. We need to pause for a station break. We'll return after this 10-second station identification. Third and 13 for Evangel. Rasmussen under center. Make that out of the shotgun. Has the snap. And now under pressure. Scrambles to his right. Dumps the ball off incomplete. Had to get rid of it. And did so. Really didn't have anybody open. Rogo, the intended receiver officially. But did well to avoid the sack and get rid of it. And now on 4th and 12, it's a field goal try for Evangel.
You're right. He did well to buy as much time as he could. Gave his receivers as much time as he could. Great coverage back there by the Lions secondary. Had a lot of pressure in his face, able to roll out, and did the smart thing, just kind of threw it at his receiver's feet. No one's going to be able to catch that. If he put it up where his receiver could catch it, there's a good chance that was going to be picked off.
This will be a 34-yard try for Geis, and a flag goes down. There was some movement up front, and no one was really lined up for the snap yet. And we'll see if somebody came across on either side or what we've got.
It was the line judge.
It was a fast flag.
Yeah.
Procedure Evangel in what was going to be a 34-yard try, and in a decent range. Now a 39-yard try and a lot iffier.
Line judge threw that flag. He must have seen something. He has the best view in the house right there. So must have been some movement up front by Evangel, obviously. And that'll move him back to 39 yards.
Left hash mark. Guys kicking from our left to our right. Ball down, kick on the way. A line drive does not have enough. Probably wide left, but it was well short anyway, or at least too low. And Langston will take over on down, still trailing 10-0. This is Evangel football on ESPN AM 1400, KGMY in Springfield. And you're listening around the globe on the World Wide Web at allinbroadcasting.com, presented by Founders Bookstore and the Holiday Inn I-44. Founders Bookstore. You can order Crusaders merchandise right from this website at evangel.edu. 1st and 10. Ligon dumps a pass off in the flat, completed to the 20, taken near side 25 across the 30. And the man checked out of bounds there after getting what appears to be first down yardage. He hit Upshaw out of the backfield. There's a flag on the play at the 20-yard line. What do we have here? That would have been good for the first down, or at least close to it. Personal foul, Langston. Interesting.
Yeah.
That takes away a 10-yard play. Would have liked to have known what that was about.
I think it was had to have been something with the offensive line and defensive line. Looked like Justin Reppert came up pretty hot after that play at the end of it. Just reading body language, I'd assume it was something with the O-line and D-line really far away from the play. Kind of a stupid mistake there by Langston. They had a first down. If it's a personal foul, that's just unnecessary stuff that's going on again, killing them.
Officials are mic'd, but not working at the moment there. And Langston will go backwards. Well, let's see if the play stands. Even if it does, they're still going to be inside their 20. And sure enough, it's going to be first down still for them, but at their own 17-yard line. Or will they reset the chains? Yeah, they are. They're going to reset the chains to 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. So it's a dead ball personal foul from the spot, I guess, of where the play finished.
Yeah.
So they get credit for the first down.
Yeah.
But now at their own 17, 3 wide to the right for Langston. Going from our right to our left here in the third quarter. Ligon back to throw and a play action fake. Going deep over the middle and overthrows everybody.
Good coverage there in the secondary by Joel Stevens. He was covering the intended receiver. You can't really make out who it is. Also in the area was John Fouch for Evangel at his corner spot, having good coverage, but Ligon just overthrew his receiver, or Ligon, sorry, just overthrew his receiver again, but good coverage anyways.
So 2nd and 10 from their own 18. I'll go 4 wide again. 2 wide receivers to either side. Ligon, big 6'4" sophomore from Oklahoma City, working from the shotgun here. And Evangel jumps offside. Try to time that blitz again, and that time Hedrick came across too quick. Which, you know that they probably changed the cadence. I'm sure they talked about that at that time to prevent that, because the Crusaders timing that snap were killing Langston with it at times in the first half.
Yeah. Jeff Hedrick just getting a little antsy there, trying to time the snap again. And he actually was able to hold himself back the first time he wanted to go in, and then went on the second sound of the quarterback, and they still hadn't snapped it, and he made contact with the center and right guard, and they had to call offsides. 2nd and 5 from the Evangel 22-yard line. Ligon out of the shotgun again, has the snap, hands it off up the middle, big hole. Bryant takes it to across the 30, lunging for the first down at around the 34-yard line. A gain of 11, their biggest run of the day.
Yeah, good cutback there by Bryant. Looked like might have been a design cutback. He started out going to the left side and automatically cut it about the line of scrimmage. A huge hole opened up there. Either that or just great vision by Bryant, able to get a first down run there.
1st and 10 Lions. 8:04 to go, third quarter. They trail 10-0. Fire a pass near side and caught at around the 44-yard line for the first down. A sliding catch in the near sideline by Langston.
It looks like Langston's going to a no huddle, just trying to speed up the pace, trying to get into a rhythm, maybe trying to catch that Evangel defense off guard and not give them time to set up and read their formations as quickly. But now the whistles are blowing it dead. They might want to measure this.
As he got almost right at 10 yards. That kind of helps Evangel and prevents the whole no-huddle scheme, because it gives Evangel a chance to substitute Tim Michoud back into the game. That's one thing that no-huddle does, Joel, is it keeps those 11 guys that are on the field at the moment, keeps them there. And Evangel uses a lot of guys on defense, and it fills that substituting scheme.
They really feel like they can substitute a lot of different players in and keep them fresh, and that's what they want to do, and this no-huddle kind of nixes that.
2nd down, less than a yard. Ligon hands it off, and Bryant takes it for the first down. Knocked down once he got into the Evangel secondary by the linebacker, but a gain of 6, and a fresh set of downs for Langston.
And Evangel trying to substitute their entire defensive line right now, and they do, and they go to that 3-4 scheme with one new linebacker and bring in 3 fresh defensive linemen.
A little confusion out there, though, in the Crusader defense as now they get set. 1st and 10 Langston from their own 49. Ligon back to throw, pumps once, but knocked away, loose, and picked up by a Crusader. Great penetration in the Evangel backfield.
I believe that's Caleb Taylor, redshirt freshman, coming up with that ball. The Langston Lions quarterback, Mike Ligon, is trying to say that he didn't throw that. He threw the ball, and it's an incomplete pass, but the ball went behind him, and actually Caleb Taylor made a great diving catch for a 6'4", I think he's 245-pound defensive end, laying out and making a catch, showing some soft hands and making a huge play for this Evangel defense and getting the ball back at the 41-yard line for the EU offense. Let's see if they can capitalize here.
That pocket collapsed. Ligon pumped once and held on to it too long. Draw play, McClinton hurdles over the man across the 40, 35, 30, and breaks a tackle and falls at the 25. A gain of 16 for Shendrick.
Good run there by Shedrick, just another zone, and he was able to cut it back. Like I said, his vision is great, and he's able to find that hole, find a big opening, make one person miss, break another tackle, and before you know it, he's got a 16, 17-yard gain.
Over the 100-yard mark on the night, got him for 113 on 24 carries so far this evening. A turnover by Langston, their second of this game, and a recovered fumble by the freshman and Caleb Taylor. 1st and 10 Evangel at the Langston 25-yard line. Hand off, McClinton looking to go right, cuts back the other way, and gets yardage to around the 21. Bell may have come out again as there's another little late surge and fight for the football at around the 21. Langston says they have it. It came out late. McClinton may have been down, but we'll see. They signal that way. Langston's offense is coming on.
Well, Shedrick made a great run there. It looked like he was going to be stopped for a loss on the play and was able to elude about 2 defenders and make it into a positive gain. Unfortunately for the Evangel, he put it on the rug there, and Langston was able to jump on it at their own 20-yard line, it looks like. 25-yard line.
No, Langston has it right back. Well, they're going to now say it's on the 21 of Evangel. So Langston gets it right back. .6:34 to go, third quarter. Crusaders leading 25th ranked Langston 10-0 here at Kennedy Stadium. New quarterback, their original starter, back in, throws it deep downfield, and that was a dangerous pass as he overthrew his target over the middle. You're asking for it to get picked when you throw it, when you overthrow it at that spot, but it's going to be 2nd and 10 as Lowry checked back into the game.
It looked like Jeff Hedrick had initial coverage underneath on the Langston wide receiver that was going over the middle, and Joel Stevens, the strong safety, was over the top, or the strong safety rather. He was over the top, and he came up, jumped up, and he overthrew the safety as well. So off target pass there, and actually probably saves him an interception.
4 wide receivers for Langston, 2 to either side. Lowry from the shotgun. He's 5 of 14 passing tonight. As the snap, fires a quick pass out far side, caught at the 23. Man makes 1, now 2 Crusaders miss, and goes down to the 30 for a gain of about 8 or 9.
On the catch there, he made Andrew Matrone miss initially, and then Jeff Hedrick came in and made him miss too, and was able to get about 9 yards on the play on what looked like it was only going to be a 4 or 5 yard gain.
No huddle, and 3rd and 1 for Langston at the Evangel 30-yard line. Lowry hands it off up the middle. It's a first down carry. They bounce it to the outside. Bryant with big room near side. 40, 50, 45 of Evangel, and smashed at the 40, taken down to the 38. There's a flag behind the play. A Langston man lost his helmet in there too, which is the quarterback. As I thought I saw a Crusader get pinned.
That is a hold all the way.
Yep. Was it Matrone?
No,
that got held?
He was holding Von Dixon, the near side cornerback here. I believe it was number 9, Raytron Mayfield, the wide receiver out of Dallas, Texas, that had a hold of Von, and it was an obvious hold. I didn't think they were going to call it at first.
You're right.
You've got to be kidding me. But
the flag may have been stuck in the pocket because it was late coming out, but
I mean, he suplexed him to the ground. It was ridiculous.
Crowd of around 3,000 or so saw it. And from the spot of the foul, it'll put them back at the Evangel 29. The flag rests at the 39. Really, it's not going to be a penalty that moves them back too far. It's going to be 3rd and a short 3 yards to go. But Joel, that was a big play that just got erased.
Yeah, it was a big play. Really, it's that huge hold on the side. It would have been a first down without the hold. It was going to be a pretty large gain. But that hold really sprung him for another 20, 25 yards on the play. And now they're looking at 3rd and 3 from their own 29.
Shotgun formation for Lowry. Running back to his right. Snap back. He's going to hand it off. Bryant up the middle. Breaks the tackle across the 35. Breaks the tackle again and lunges forward across the 40 to around the 43. So they get a first down carry and about a 12-yard pickup and a fresh set of downs for the Lions.
Lions still doing that no-huddle kind of hurry-up offense, and it looks like they've really solved this run defense for Evangel here in the second half. They're just running all over them.
They would have sped up. They would have caught Evangel in a change up front. And instead, the Crusaders get some subs on the field. They fire a pass near side, and it's caught at midfield and tackled shy of the first down as he hit Jones right across the middle for the pickup of about 7 or 8.
Yeah, the adjustments in the second half for Langston are trying to do this no huddle, trying to get a little momentum. They've solved the running game, it looks like, momentarily, and they're trying shorter passes, not trying to go down the field all the time.
2nd and 3 from the 50. Handoff Bryant, who gets about a yard into Evangel territory at the 49, but that's it. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Met there by Andrew Matrone and Ryan Chafin on the tackle after, like you said, a yard maybe, if he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Injury timeout. There's a shaken up Lion on the play. Well, tomorrow the NFL season kicks off in full swing, and here in Clear Channel stations, you've got the Rams and Chiefs covered. Here in ESPN 1400, the Rams take on Carolina. Broadcast time 11 tomorrow morning. And on US 97, the Chiefs at Houston. Airtime 11 o'clock tomorrow morning on our sister station. The Royals in action tonight. We'll get you a score update in a moment. Our next Royals broadcast on ESPN 1400 Monday night against the Twins. We'll give you a score update on the Royals. They play the Yankees as we speak. I don't think the Rams broadcasters will be throwing that in for you tomorrow. But we will oblige in a moment. 3rd and 3. And Lowry from the shotgun. From the Evangel 49-yard line. Lowry back to throw. Fires a pass and a leaping catch made to the 42. Good for the first down as he hit Mayfield.
Langston looks content to take these short passes and short gainers. Realize they haven't hit anything deep really except for a pass interference call on Chris Bodwin in the first half. So they're doing kind of the intermediate routes right now and trying to run the ball more.
Lowry back to throw. Shotgun again. Flushed out of the pocket and throws it away. Airmailed one to the track on the far side.
Really a smart play by Lowry as he had Justin Reppert closing in about ready to come in and lay a hit on him, and he just flipped it out over to where his wide receiver was and made sure he threw it out of bounds.
Reppert, 6-foot senior from Shoemakersville, Pennsylvania, is having a great career here in his junior and senior season. 2nd down, 10 to go. Lowry from the shotgun. From the Evangel 42-yard line. Has the snap. Dumps it off near side to his running back, Bryant, the 45, across the 40. Stacked up at around the 37 and snowed under there by a sea of maroon.
Yeah, just a quick little screen pass out there. Trying to make something happen on the outside to number 19, Jared Jones. First people on the scene there for Crusaders was Bodwin, he was able to hold him up until some of his buddies came by and cleaned him up after about a 6-yard gain.
3rd down, 4 to go from the 37-yard line of Evangel. Lowry fires a pass near side, caught at around the 30, and taken out of bounds there by Langston, who's starting to click really for the first time tonight.
Going to more 3-step drops. Their quarterback Lowry and when Matt Ligon have been getting all kinds of pressure from this Evangel D-line and then the blitzing linebackers. They've really gone to these short passes and kind of, trying to get it out of the quarterback's hand as quick as possible, not let that affect them, kind of trying to neutralize that. And it's working effectively here as they have the best drive of the game going right now for their offense.
4:07 to go, 3rd quarter. Evangel leading Langston 10-0. That was Harmon with the last catch. Handoff up the middle. Big hole for Bryant, but then it closes. Ball comes out. Picked up. Thomas off to the races. He is gone. 40, 30, a fumble return of about 75 yards as Joel, the ball popped up in the air on the run, and Nate Thomas picked it out of the air in the Ardmore, Oklahoma native takes it to the house.
Tommy Bryant actually was the runner. He had a good run there on the right side. Andrew Matrone able to get to him, and as this Evangel defense loves to do, they love to try and strip that ball. They cause a lot of turnovers. Matrone able to get his hand on the ball and stripped it. It flipped straight in the air. Thomas picks it up and just takes off for the entire way and takes it to pay dirt.
Extra point try, good. Nice with the extra point, 3:50 to go, 3rd quarter, and Evangel extends the lead to 17-0. Timeout on the field, and we will return after these messages. This one a 30.
76 yards for the Crusaders touchdown.
There's no denying that Fridays are special. The work week is over, the weekend's ahead. So what else is special about Fridays? More accidents occur between 5 and 6 p.m. on Fridays than any other time. You're eager to get home and start your weekend, but remember, a few minutes in traffic is nothing compared to this. Slow down. Take a little extra time to be cautious. This safe driving note is brought to you by TV23 and the City of Springfield.
The word is Derek might have cracked his fibula on his but he's playing through it right now. So, but that's not official. That's just kind of what Premier Long is. Nice kick.
We are back, and a booming kickoff by Eric Brown goes through the end zone. And a touchback for Langston, and how big was that a moment ago? Langston with a terrific drive, by far their best of the day, from deep in their own turf to the plus 25. Then they cough it up and then give up 6.
Yeah, they had a great drive going on there, real time consuming, had been able to run the ball. They had been able to throw the ball and run the ball effectively for the first time all game. Had really put together a nice little drive, about 60 yards, get down into right and within striking distance, and they cough it up, and Evangel takes it the distance for the score. That is just a killer as far as momentum and confidence goes for your offense. And it's a huge boost to Evangel.
It could have been a 10-7 game. Yeah. Now it's 17-0. Langston with it back, 3:50 to go here in the third quarter. Lowry out of the shotgun, back to throw, pumps once, going deep far side, into coverage, and it is broken up and nearly picked up, and then nearly caught upfield of the 45, but incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that was number 25, Aaron Lambertson over there. Didn't get a whole lot of playing time over there during the William Jewell game. Has played a little bit more tonight, and he almost came up with the pick. Really thought he should. Kind of frustrated with himself that he didn't get it. Now it looks like Langston's really going to try and go back to throwing down the field more. Maybe they might get a little impatient. We'll see what they try and do and see if they try and scheme the same way they did on the previous drive.
2nd down and 10 from their own 20. Lowry hands it off up the middle. Bryant trying to bounce to the outside. Does. Gets to the 25 and taken down from behind on a tackle by Caleb Taylor. And if he doesn't trip him up,
he's got a lot of distance.
He does.
Caleb Taylor able to just dive for him and make a nice tackle, shoestring tackle, take him down. You know the player's good last year when he was a true freshman, when he was redshirt, and when the offensive coaches were high on him. Offensive coaches just loved him, watched him on film when he was on the scout team, thought he was going to be a good player. Comes out in his redshirt freshman season, already in the first 2 games, making a huge impact and playing really, really well and playing with a lot of emotion and a lot of desire out there.
3rd and 5. Shotgun for Lowry. Back to throw. Looking. Fires a pass far side. Caught at the 35. And taken down for no gain right there.
Again, that's Aaron Lambertson coming up and making a solid tackle right there. He's a sophomore from Akron, Colorado. Coming up and making a nice solid tackle after a 4-yard gain. And it's going to be 4th down and 6 here. And Langston's going to bring out the punting team.
Not a gain of much. Couple of yards. And Clarence McDonald in the punt. McDonald stands right now at his own 15. He'll kick it away from the 18-yard line. Joel Stevens to return it. Good pressure on him. He got it away in traffic. Caught at the 45 by Stevens, and the play whistled dead.
But I think they're saying he put a knee down.
Wow.
He doesn't think
I'm not sure I saw that.
No one really thinks so.
Maybe they think he signaled for the fair catch somehow? I didn't see that either.
He came up to the kick and kind of kneeled down to take the kick, but I think he tried to make sure he didn't put his knee down, but the official saw it differently. And Rasmussen limping noticeably right now from that first half probably injury he had, but we'll see. When he was trotting out on the field there, he's still kind of limping a little bit. Not sure on what the report is on him.
Ropey has come in for a couple of stretches in the first half. Derrick has been in throughout the second. Away handoff, McClinton up the middle across the 50, 45, surging forward, breaks a tackle. And a big gainer inside the 40 to the 37 of Langston.
He has a burst, doesn't he?
Wow.
Man, he found that hole on that zone play to the near side, and he hits it. As soon as he sees it, he tries to turn it on real quick, and he hits it hard and gets to that second level as fast as he can. That's when he's able to break some tackles and lunge forward just like he did there for a big gainer.
Gain is 17. Well over 100 yards in the night. 134 to be precise.
That's what Evangel needed to do. They only got him 14 carries all last week. He had 19 in the first half tonight. So.
And 26 now. Rasmussen, bail action fake, dumps a pass off and batted down and incomplete. And Jared Stevens near side at around the 40, or was that Trulove?
That's Trulove.
It was a big DN that leaped up and swatted it down to deny the pass play.
Yeah, I believe that was number 79, Shane Patterson. I believe that came out there, and he swatted it in kind of a scary play there because when he got his hands on it, the ball went straight up in the air and just behind him. He couldn't find it. Otherwise, if he had been able to pick that off, he could have rumbled a little ways.
2nd and 10 for Evangel at the Langston 37. Rasmussen hands off McClinton up the middle. Nice hole. Slips through, breaks a tackle, gets inside the 30, and fights forward to the 26. Near the first down marker.
Good block there by David Flores. He came in motion from left to right, just kind of slid over. He came up and found that middle linebacker, was able to seal him off. Shedrick made one guy miss, broke that tackle and got up, and yeah, it's going to be a first down. Good 10-yard gain there for Shedrick. More hard running from Shedrick.
Minute 23 and counting in this third quarter. Evangel leading 17-0. A score here could be huge. Still a quarter to go, but you'd put Langston in a sizable hole. Rasmussen will go shotgun. And now late personnel change. They move Landon Small to the slot left. Now under center, Rasmussen. This does get the play off. A pitch on a sweep left. And banging his way forward is Sam Modica.
Sam Modica.
No gain.
Yeah. Sam Modica seeing his first action of the game, coming out and getting a nice pitch to the left side, like you said, and actually might be, where they're spotting, it might be a loss of one.
It is.
But a little confusion there. First Rasmussen was in the shotgun, and then they brought in Landon Small, and he lined up on the far side in the slot, and then Rasmussen quickly went under center and had to snap it quick as the play clock was running down inside 5.
Modica, nice story. Broken arm in the spring game a year ago and has done well to come back. Play clock winding down. They may not get this off. They just do. And a delay handoff near side. Crusaders break a tackle. It's Modica again, I believe, who gets to around the 20 on a nice play.
Sam Modica with running that counter play again. That's the third time they've run it this game. And he gets the ball, and there's the end of the third quarter, but he broke a tackle there and was able to rumble about 8 yards, bring up a 3rd and 3 when we start this fourth quarter.
Still a shutout for Evangel. We go to the fourth quarter. The Crusaders lead 17-0 and driving deep into Langston territory. Timeout on the field, and we will be back after this.
Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle, King of the Apes, Father of Boy. He knows what it takes to be a dad. You go for a ride, you take a swim, you hang out. All it takes is time. Hey, it doesn't take a hero, but it takes a man to be a dad.
Back to start the fourth quarter, Shedrick McClinton up the middle. Trying to pick his way for the yard. There was nothing there, but he gets forward progress for the gain of 1. But it's going to be 4th and 2, Joel. Evangel leading 17-0. And you don't mind trying a field goal now. However, the offense kind of looks to the sideline, perhaps for another play. But I think we're going to have a timeout first. I think Langston may have even called it. They signaled for one. Langston kind of acting like they don't want it. And maybe they're going to say, nah, never mind. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it's kind of thrown Evangel off. Half their team was on the near sideline already. And they let Langston get away with the, we didn't really mean it on the timeout call.
Yeah.
And they're going for it here in 4th and 2, Joel, leading 17-0.
See what the play call will be here.
Twin tight ends. McClinton to a fake handoff to him. They dump it off. Caught for the first down. Trulove takes it to the 11.
Just a quick little stick route there for Trulove. He came up. He was on the right side of the line, lined up as a tight end. He comes off the ball, runs 5 yards, turns around to the outside, and the ball is supposed to be there. That's exactly where it was. Rasmussen able to kind of hold the linebackers, maybe suck them in a little bit with a little play fake to McClinton there. I mean, he's rushed for how many yards? Well over 100 so far.
That was kind of a gutty call, wasn't it? The play was definitely there, but they rolled the dice and came up well that time.
Yep. Good play there.
1st and 10 Crusaders. Ball spotted at around the 12 or make it the 11-yard line of Langston. And now we have a timeout on the field. Early fourth quarter, Evangel leading 17-0. And a chance to blow it open here as the Crusaders will take a timeout. And they actually meant it there. So 13:43 to go in the game. Evangel up 17-0, and we're back in a moment.
That was me.
In 1955, 3 people died in a fire started in a fireworks display at a grocery on College Street. This tragedy prompted City Council to revise an ordinance that prohibits the use or sale of fireworks inside the city. Nationwide, over 8,000 people, including many children, were injured by fireworks in 1997. Not only can fireworks be unsafe, they are also illegal inside Springfield. Enjoy a festive and safe 4th at public displays. Don't take the chance of having a child injured or your property damaged by fireworks.
Back to throw, Rasmussen to the end zone, touchdown! Clayton Rogo, the sophomore from Nebraska, hauls in a touchdown pass of 11 yards, and the Crusaders extend the lead.
Rogo had his man beat there on just a little, what looked like a little slant route that went into the end zone. Rogo beat him, and Rasmussen found him threw a bullet in there, and Rogo able to hang on for the touchdown, first of his career. Great catch and great play by Rogo, and Rogo from Rasmussen. Now the extra point pending here.
Nice to convert it. High snap. They get the ball down, and the kick is through the uprights. And Evangel extends the lead. 13:37 to go in the game, and one play after the timeout, the Crusaders score. 24-0. Evangel leads 25th ranked Langston. And we will be back after this timeout.
Yesterday while walking home, I saw some kid on Newberry Road. He pulled a pistol from his bag and tossed it in the river below.
If you see a kid with a gun, tell someone right away. Let your one voice be heard.
One voice was heard.
back at Kennedy Stadium. 24-0 Evangel. Eric Brown's kickoff takes Langston back to their 5. Upfield 15. Now they cut back near side 20, 25, 30. And an upending tackle made around the 34-yard line. And Langston will have it. There's an injured Crusader that comes off.
Zach Troutman who made the tackle, actually. He upended the returner for the Langston Lions, and he didn't really look like he took a hit, but he came hopping off, favoring what looks like, I think it was his right ankle, came hopping off to the near sideline here, and that's a starting wide receiver for Evangel.
First and 10 Langston. 13:27 to go in the game. Keep an eye on the sideline as they treat Troutman. Back to throw. Lowry hit as he throws, and it's nearly intercepted. 2 Crusaders there. Kind of broke it up from each other. And it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Again, it was Lambertson that got his hands on it, but also John Michael Robertson, the safety, also had a shot at it. It kind of both went through both of their hands there. Both of them wish they had that one back again, I think.
Troutman is putting no pressure on his left leg as he's helped to the bench.
That's no good.
Angel has lost Edward Sands, their top receiver from a year ago. Not eligible and will not play this season. 2nd and 10. Handoff up the middle. This is stuffed. And the man fights forward for maybe no gain, maybe half a yard. As Bryant was nearly stopped for a loss, but give him a yard. 3rd and 9.
Lionel Lilo, they tried to run it to the right side, the near side here. Lionel Lilo stuffed that, and he went backwards, and it looked like Reggie Roque, the younger brother of Richie Roque, came in and cleaned him up.
3rd down, 9 to go. Back to throw. Lowry out of the shotgun, near side. Pass tipped and incomplete. Tipped by his own guy, his intended receiver. Pass just thrown a tad behind him and then hung up in the air. And Joel Stevens nearly had a pick, but 4th and 9. 3 and out fast for Langston as they come in to punt again with 12:50 left remaining.
Langston's had a lot of near misses here. There's been a lot of balls that could have been picked off, and they've had some that had one at least that was picked off, and a fumble return for a touchdown. That could have very well been another pick right there.
Clarence McDonald will punt. Joel Stevens back to return. Kick is away, and a high wobbly kick caught by Stevens at the 33, upfield 35, and he's wrapped up and spun backwards there. He'll get progress to his own 36. 1st and 10 Evangel, leading 24-0 with 12:49 to go in regulation.
This is where Evangel just needs to keep on handing it off to whoever they have back there. I don't know if they'll bring old number 1, Shedrick, back out there with a 24-0 lead with 12:49 left, but they need to find a way to milk that clock and keep on handing the ball off and keeping the ball out of the hands of Danny Lowry and that Langston Lion offense.
Play clock already in on 4 seconds, and Rasmussen getting into the huddle a moment ago. And actually, they started the play clock too early, so now they reset as Evangel has it 1st and 10. Actually, they gave Stevens progress to the 37. That's where Evangel will have it as Rasmussen takes his team to the line and the knife formation behind him. 1 wide out, wide right. Rasmussen, handoff up the middle. Monica leaps over the pile and gets across the 40, around the 41. Pickup of about 4 yards or so, 2nd and 6.
Good run there by Monica, spelling the Clinton now. Ran right behind that right side, which is Luther Walls, and his fullback, David Flores, picked up a nice 4-yard gain after leaping over a would-be tackler.
And a few new faces coming in the offensive line here as well.
Yeah.
Rasmussen under center again, I formation behind him. Handoff, second man through. Monica, big hold across the 45, tripped up and around the 48, but good for the 1st down.
Again, that counter play is really hurting the not the Lindenwood Lions, the Langston Lions. Really hurting them. He faked to the right side and then came back to the left side, running over Danny Sweet-Kleins and George Thomas, the left tight end that's in the game right now. Picked up a nice hole there. about 6 or 7 yards for the first down.
Under 12 minutes to play. Evangel leading 24-0. And you continue to work the clock as best they can here as Rasmussen will come to the line. Under center. Pitch to Monica, sweep left across the 50 and taken down to the 45. That's a gain of about 7 or 8 for Sam Monica.
Pitched it out there and let Garrett Gretz and Mark Elliott, who came pulling around, lead for him. And Monica just ran behind them and let them do all the work. And he got about as far as he could, then dove forward as he was being hit, picked up a solid 7 or 8 yards. 7 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 3.
Sam, 6 foot 180, a redshirt freshman from DeLand, Florida. Has a 2nd and 3 for his Crusaders, now in Langston territory at the Lions' 45-yard line. Offset I formation. Rasmussen will work the play clock down and milk the clock a little further. And takes the snap. Monica again up the middle. Met hard at the line of scrimmage, but fights forward for a gain of a couple. And you like to see that, Joel, from your rookie running back, as he got hit and hit hard at the line of scrimmage, but gets positive yardage out of it.
Yeah, you love to see that, especially if it's going to be him and Troy Segal spelling Shedrick over this year. You love to see a tough, hard-nosed runner that isn't going to go down and go backwards on first contact, especially when they know you're running. Langston knows they're going to be running the ball, and Monica able to stick his head in there and fall forward instead of backwards, which is huge.
3rd and 1. Crusaders would love to convert this here, maintain possession of the ball, and keep the clock moving. Lone back behind Rasmussen. It's a pitch to Monica, sweep right. Across the 45-40, breaks into the backfield and tripped up. There was no one in front of him as he got tripped from behind, but a big first down carry for Monica, who nearly broke one.
Yeah, it looks like if it wasn't for Bobby King coming up from his safety position and cutting down the legs of Monica, he was going to be gone for about a 40-yard touchdown run there. Good play on 3rd and short. When they know you, like I said, they know you're going to run the ball. And when you're still able to run the ball like that, you get positive yardage, that's when you know that team is defeated.
Richie Ropke comes back into the game. Rasmussen, who's been hobbled and playing through some soreness this game, comes out slowly. And now Ropke into the ball game on 1st and 10. And off near side. And then Monica again to the 30, breaks to the outside to the 25 and powers his way to around the 24, and a late flag comes in way behind the play at the feet of Flores, who was looking around and surprised to see it at his feet. It's going to be a hold on Evangel. It'll still be first down, and you hate to see a good run erased. That was about a 6 or 8 yard pickup.
Holding, Hawkins, number 69. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It's still first down.
Still first down, and for Evangel, that's not necessarily a terrible thing because the clock is on the side of the maroon and white right now. 9:26 to go as they lead 24-0. And keep the ball, keep the clock moving. That's big.
Yeah.
Ropke will take his team to the line at the Langston 39-yard line. One wide out, wide right, I formation, and a double tight end set. Hand off to Flores, the fullback, his first carry, and he gets to around the 36-yard line to Langston, a gain of about 3.
First carry of the year, a little trap play there. They've been running the sweep all night, and now they've kind of reverted back to their 2005-2006 formations there, kind of the power double tight formations. And Flores, with his first carries of the year, gets a positive gain out of it, probably 6 or 7 yards. And first time actually we've seen the fullback trap this year.
2nd and 13 for Evangel. Crusaders next week have Central Methodist here, another home game, and a 6 o'clock start. We're on the air at 5:45 next week. 2nd down, 13 to go. Ropke hands it off. Monica up the middle. Hurdles over the guy at the 35, gets to around the 31. That's a gain of about 6. It'll be 3rd down and 7 to go for Evangel.
How about this EU young offensive line on the field? You have all backups except for Chris Teed and Garrett Gretz, I believe, on the field. Garrett Gretz, obviously the senior leader on that offensive line, mainstay over there at the right guard. And they're still pushing this D-line of Langston around and getting positive yards on these runs. And they've been good all game in pass protection and run blocking, from the first-string guys to the second-stringers that have come in now and are cleaning things up.
3rd and 7 from the Langston 30. Ropke under center. Takes the handoff, rolls to his right, dumps it off, complete to the 25, and tripped up with a 21. This could be for the first down, though.
Yep.
And will be a first down as the Crusaders hit Todd Drury, the tight end.
Todd Drury just releasing on that. They faked the handoff to the near side here. Todd was on the far side tight end, faked like he was going to block and then release. Ropke rolls right into him. Tosses the nice and easy pitch and catch there, and Todd able to run for a good gain. And the first down to the 21-yard line.
24-0 Evangel. Now 7-10 and counting in this game. 1st and 10 Crusaders. From the Langston 21. Hand off a pitch actually to Monica. Sweep left, and he's upended, and the ball comes loose, but he's down, ruled down. He literally went head over heels, knocked down to the 25 for a loss of about 3.
I don't know about that. The ball might have been out there. It was pretty close.
He went cartwheeling.
Yeah, he was head over heels there, and it was pretty close. But as it stands, it's still Evangel's ball, 2nd down and 14 from the Langston 25.
A loss of 4. 2nd down, 14 to go for the Crusaders. Ropke under center, offset I formation behind him. Hand off, a play action fake. Ropke going to the end zone, and it is nearly picked off, incomplete. This threw to the inside of Landon Small, down the far side toward the end zone, and broken up by the Lions, who around the goal line may have had a chance at holding that in, but it's incomplete, 3rd and long. First incompletion by Ropke today. It was 3 for 4.
Yeah, it looked like Landon Small had his man beat, actually, and Richie Ropke just kind of underthrew him there, and I believe it was number 7, Dwayne Stingley, who had a chance at picking that off. Probably should have picked it off there. Hit him right in the numbers.
3rd down, 14 to go. Evangel at the Langston 25. Ropke, the lay handoff, Monica up the middle, breaks a tackle from behind, surges to around the 21. That's the original line of scrimmage and a gain of 4. And 4th and 10 for Evangel. They've worked the clock now down inside of 6 minutes remaining. They've shaved about 4 minutes off of it on this drive. And on 4th and 10, they'll take their time on a decision here. They're going to keep Ropke out there.
No sense in getting a field goal possibly blocked, and may as well just take some more time off the clock and run the ball again.
And if you convert it, you just hang on to the football.
Yeah.
It's a lot of positives when you look at it that way. Leading 24-0, you'd rather work the clock than try to get another 3 points. Handoff up the middle, Monica. Gets across the 20 to around the 19. And Langston will take over on downs, but a gain of 2. And Joel, that was a situation where, hey, you're not going to give up field position. They're going to get the ball inside their own 20 anyway. Why not?
Yeah.
And even though that was a conservative play call, it does the job in keeping Langston inside the 20. And they don't have a lot of time to work with down 24.
Yeah, make this offense do something that they really haven't been able to do all game, and that's take the ball the length of the field and score points. They haven't been able to put any points on the board, and they haven't had a consistent ground or aerial attack, except for save one drive where they ended up turning it over inside Evangel territory.
Actually, the frustrating thing with the Lions is even when they've had the ball in great field position, they haven't been able to score then either. They had that couple of breaks that had them inside the Evangel red zone.
Yeah.
And a handoff here will just go up the middle for about 4 or 5 yards and set up 2nd down and 5. Stay with a no-huddle set, as Bryant that time got a gain of 5, 2nd and 5 for the Lions. They have been shut out thus far. Out of the shotgun, Lowry fires a pass near side, and it's overthrown incomplete. Had his man who made a leaping try at it. Harmon leaped, but it was through his hands, incomplete, and 3rd down and 5 to go.
Yeah, had Bam Harmon open there in first down area. John Fouch is behind him and almost able to pick it up. Just another overthrow. We've seen a ton of overthrows from a team that likes to spread it out and run it and try and pitch and catch it a lot. Lots of overthrows and lots of miscues as far as like where receivers are supposed to be and what their routes are as compared to what the quarterback thinks they're supposed to be.
Lowry is 11 for 30, by the way, through the air. As the snap, fires a quick pass near side, caught at the 30. The man drilled there. Fouch stacks him up, and he's drilled all the way back to the 20. They're going to get progress further upfield than that, but that was a great job of closing in on the receiver by John Fouch, a Tulsa native. And not going to have progress for the first down. It's going to be 4th and 2.
And I'd assume they'd go for it here. They have nothing else to lose, so may as well go for it. May as well put the ball in the air or see if they can get something on the ground here that'll pick it up and see if they can get a little drive going.
The official will stop the clock at 4:23 remaining in the 4th quarter, and we'll see what we've got. And you're going to let Langston huddle back up as the officials are going to talk about something here. Maybe the spot. The down marker is actually at the 25. I thought he caught it around the 28 or 29. They've not really spotted the football. I think they're trying to figure out where exactly he should be marked down. And a lengthy discussion, which gives us the chance to remind you that Independent Printing has been in business since 1945, and they set the standard for printing excellence in the Ozarks. No matter what your printing needs, Independent Printing can get the job done right and on time. That's Independent Printing in Springfield. I'm going to mark him down just outside the 29-yard line, right close to a first down, but not quite there. So 4th. No, they're going to say he has it. Wow. Well, no wonder they took so long talking about it. That was kind of a big spot.
Yeah.
They say first down for Langston from their own 30.
Seemed like it was going to be either 4th and 5 or 1st and 10. We didn't really know. So,
shotgun for Lowry. As the snap, back to throw. Fires a pass far sideline, underthrown, intercepted.
Lambertson, that's Aaron Lambertson, number 25, getting a lot of playing time, especially here in the second half. He's had a couple near misses there as far as picks. He's broken up a couple passes that looks like he thought he should have picked off, and that one underthrown, and he's able to come up and make the pick.
Personal foul. Defense, number 94, roughing the passer. The penalty is 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
And that takes the ball away from Evangel. Lowry was slow to get up, and in fact, he's going to come off and be replaced by Ligon.
That was number 94, Lionel Lilo. Didn't see what happened. Official said he must have hit him late, roughing the passer. But you're right, Lowry has his helmet off and is limping off the field, and Langston's gonna keep this ball.
So it moves the ball up across the Evangel, or the Langston 40. They get 15 yards on it. It'll be around the 45, I believe. Their own 44 is where they'll have it 1st and 10. Matt Ligon in the game. Lowry threw that ball behind his intended receiver, and Lambertson right there made, I don't want to say any interceptions easy, but that one went just about right to him. They dump it off into the flat, into the backfield, and taken to the far side, just shy of the 50. Running to bounds is Bryant. Pickup of about 5 or 6 yards. Gets them near the 50-yard line with 3:58 remaining in regulation. Crusaders up 24-0, looking for their first win of 2007.
That was strong safety Andrew Rickman, coming up, making the stop there. Freshman out of Nixon, Missouri. Seeing some action later in this game.
2nd down, 5 to go. 2 wide right, 1 wide left. Shotgun again for Ligon. Has the snap back to throw. Under some pressure, fires over the middle and caught by an open man of the 32, and he's swarmed and tackled and taken down there.
And they've had that a couple times this game. There's been 3 or 4 times where they've had that exact kind of seam route right up the middle or a skinny post right through the middle. It's been open, but it seems like quarterback and receiver have been off, not on the same page, and when they have been, it just seems like either Ligon or Lowry have underthrown their receiver.
Yeah, you've had just some missed throws, an occasional drop or two. Ligon fires a pass near side, caught at the 27, the man driven back there.
John Fouch with the stop. Chris Wells coming to clean him up. Just a little 5-yard hitch route there. Ligon get the ball out and trying to keep this offense moving, see if they can put something on the board here.
That was a gain of 5. That would salvage a little bit of the night for Langston, perhaps. They put together a pretty good drive, although helped by an Evangel penalty moments ago. Second down, 5 to go. 2 wideouts right, 1 to the left for Ligon. As the snap out of the shotgun, looking far side, going deep far side, and it is tipped and intercepted. Picked off in the end zone, the tipped ball. I believe holding that in was John Michael Robertson. As the ball got tipped on good coverage there. Evangel had the man covered up. Ball got batted in the air and 3 yards deep in the end zone. Robertson makes the pick.
Yeah, Robertson made the pick. I think it was Lambertson that had the coverage there on the far side on the pass, and he was able to break it up. And then John Michael coming in from his safety position and picks it off and then takes a quick knee. Smart play there by John just to take the knee and not get too greedy. Try and take it back.
Right. As you're 102 yards from pay dirt, and you got a 24-0 lead.
Just take the knee.
Absolutely. And let your offense now work the clock, which right now reads 3:01 remaining. A 24-0 lead for Evangel, closing in a 1-1 record, and a conference matchup a week from tonight with Central Methodist. Ropke under center. Handoff, a little delay. And taken forward for about a yard or so by Troy Stegall, who's back in. Coming up after the game, the Assemblies of God Credit Union post-game show. We'll visit with Evangel head coach Scott Metcalf and preview next week. We also have our players of the game to name. Only named 1 last week. We really probably should do 2, shouldn't we? There's too many guys in football. Just keep it with 1.
Yeah.
2nd and 9 for Evangel from their 21-yard line. I formation behind Ropke, who fumbles the snap and falls on it. He tried to pick it up for about a second or so and then wisely smothered it. And it'll take about a 2-yard loss to set up 3rd and 11. Empire Bank game summary. When you hear a score of 24-0, folks, it hadn't been that easy. In fact, this has been kind of a nerve-wracking game, Joel, because Evangel just led 3-0 at halftime, and you were thinking that, well, you played too well to allow one breakdown to give up a Langston scoring play or a big play to put you behind. The Crusaders did well to open the second half well and try to put this game out of reach as quick as they could.
Yeah, that's what we talked about. We talked about finishing off drives, finishing plays, and really just trying to finish this game when it was still in doubt, going to the second half, and now they go down their first drive, they put in the end zone, gave themselves a little breathing room. That defense still showed up and stuffed Langston the entire second half like they did in the first half, and then you get a defensive touchdown and another offensive touchdown. Things just start falling in place and seem to start clicking when you're able to put the ball in the end zone and have sustained drives by your offense.
Geis has to punt as Evangel got a yard on 4th and 9 with a minute to go. Geis will punt from deep in his own territory. Evangel less than 60 seconds away from a shutout and do not have all their personnel they need on the field. Still have 5 seconds or so on the play clock to work with this. They still don't have everybody out there. Now they'll use a timeout. And maybe, too late, the play clock may have run out anyway. Doesn't really matter because the Crusaders are going to be 1-1 in less than a minute. But a timeout on the field, so we'll take one as well and return to Kennedy Stadium after these messages.
Did you know that all 50 states have child passenger safety laws? Failure to use a child safety seat can result in a fine. More important than avoiding a fine, though, is the safety of a child. 3 simple rules can help you. Always fasten your child in the car seat. Be sure the seat faces the right way. Car seats must be correctly fastened to the vehicle. For car seat safety, just remember these simple ABCs. This traffic safety note brought to you by TV23 and the City of Springfield.
We are back at Kennedy Stadium. Evangel with a punt. And there's a flag on the play. Langston returned it to the Evangel 43-yard line. There was an injured Crusader there, too, but that looks to be taken care of.
On the return team, number 52, penalized 10 yards from the end of the run.
That's a Langston penalty that'll push them back to their side of the field at the 47. 34 seconds left to go. Evangel leading Langston 24-zip. Don't forget the Assemblies of God Credit Union post-game show coming up in mere moments. Langston, 25th in the country coming in. Has been shut out thus far today. We'll look for some points in the closing moments. Wagon sets up, those over the middle, and nearly picked off. And a wicked collision. Breaks the play up, and losing his helmet on the play in that collision was Andrew Rickman, who's slow to get up.
Yeah, Andrew Rickman tried to come up and lay the wood there, and it looks like he's the one. Yeah.
He's not all there.
No, he's not. He's trying to run it off, and but he just about face planted. he tried to deliver the hit there, and the receiver was the vulnerable one, but he just kind of hit him awkwardly and got his bell rung a little bit, and about the hash mark when he was running off, just about face planted.
And he did deliver the hit. That was a shot. He wasn't quite sure what end was up, but he was excited about it anyway. That's what was cool. Wagon back to throw, fires a pass. That's caught, but the man dropped to the 50 for only a 3-yard gain.
John Fauch there on the cover. Just another quick button hook there for Langston to Antoine Walker.
That may be it. 9 seconds to go. Now 5. Can Langston get off another play? Do they care to?
Some of them do. It looks like some of them don't.
They're trying to, but it won't. Horn sounds, game over. And the Crusaders beat 25th ranked Langston 24-0. Evangel gets their first win of the year here in week 2. Raise their record to 1-1. Langston falls to 1-1. And we will come back with the Assemblies of God Credit Union post-game show, a wrap-up on this game, and a visit with Crusaders head coach Scott Metcalf on the way after this. Okay. 24 and 25, and then all the 26. Okay.